So if you're a fan, if you celebrate, go ahead and have some frozen custard day. And today is wear your mother's jewelry. So if you still have any of your mother's jewelry, go ahead and put that on. Producer Shane, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm awake.
Yeah, you're here, and that shirt that you're wearing is nice and loud this morning. So it's
Thanks.
the bright red. What are the flowers again? Do you remember what the flowers are on that one?
This one, no, I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, it's red and white is the shirt of the day today, the SOTD as we like to call it. So yeah, it's still a little bit early yet. I'm kind of waking up myself, trying to get all the thoughts to compute and put all together here. So happy day to you and happy birthday to all of those who are having a birthday today. Now it's also today. Producer Shane, have you seen Hamilton? Have you either in person
Haven't yet.
or?
I really want to see it. Though.
Okay, you gotta see it. It's absolutely fantastic. Actually, today marks the 10-year anniversary of Hamilton, and it's quite the thing. Really quite interesting. Hamilton, if you've not seen the Broadway show, I've not seen it live. But have seen it on. I think it's on Hulu, Disney Plus. I think they're all the same now. But yeah, you can see it. They have it on there. Absolutely worth watching. Watched it with the kids, and they loved it. I mean, there's an actual. It's a recording of the original Broadway cast with. Why can't I remember the guy who wrote it? Lin-Manuel Miranda's and Leslie Odom Jr. and just the whole cast. Jonathan Groff, he was in Frozen, by the way. He was the voice of, but he plays King George, whoever the king was there. But it absolutely fantastic. The way that they put it all together, the lyrics, the rhythm, I was actually looking up some fun facts of it. And pretty interesting stuff that I wouldn't have gathered just watching it. But the song "Guns and Ships" is famously incredible, or it's famous for its incredibly fast rap. One verse delivered at 200 words per minute.
Jeez.
If you've ever tried to speak 200 words per minute, and you got to imagine as an actor trying to memorize that and get it down and get the beat down, it really is pretty incredible how it all comes together. And watching it, you're like, how is that person speaking that fast? I do not get it. And there are characters in there that play. So in like the first act, they play one character. In the second act, so there's one guy who plays Lafayette in the first act, and then he plays Thomas Jefferson in the second act, and he's got a very famous song, which is kind of funny. What did I miss? He comes back to America after being in England or in France. And yeah, it's really interesting. So it took Lin-Manuel Miranda a year to write the first song and another year to write the second. The show started as a mixtape, so it took him a long time. The musical draws inspiration from works like Les Mis and incorporates elements of hip hop and R&B. The Bullet, I'm not gonna waste my shot, and of course, famously Alexander Hamilton, the duel there. The Bullet is one of the most important characters representing events that shaped Hamilton's life. Now, if you've seen it, there's hidden details. The show is filled with hidden details like the evolution of the set design, where the turntables are used to represent the whirlwind of history going around and around, and they do use the table that goes around and around. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, here's the song "Guns and Ships." I don't know if I can get right.
I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats weather with blood stains. And I'm never gonna stop until I make them drop, burn them up and scatter the remains down.
Can you believe that?
Engaging them, escaping them, and raising them out. I go to France for more fun. I come back.
Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, I love it. Highly recommend it if you have a chance to see it. If you haven't seen it yet, the next thing is to see it live. Whenever we can go ahead and see it live. It's fantastic. It is really good. But there was a story in the Morning Brew today about Hamilton. There is a guy that is still in Hamilton. He's officially been a decade. Let's see, where is it? The Washington Post sat down with Thane Jasperson, aka the show's last original. Jasperson originated the role of British loyalist Samuel Seabury, who sings "Farmer Refuted," and hasn't left. Basically, he's been there for 10 years. He basically says he basically lives at the theater and is still having a blast. So if you can do it and hang on for 10 years, congratulations to you. That is absolutely fantastic. And kind of in a industry that's not really famous for job security. Man, he's got a job for a decade.
Yeah.
So somebody get that man a plaque. I don't know. Do you get we get little things for like 5 years and 10 years at our job. I don't know if your company does the same.
We
but
have a few things.
yeah, I have. Mine is basically a giant paperweight. Like, dear Lord, do not drop that on your foot because it'll break something. So yeah, 10-year anniversary to the guy, the last original on the set of Hamilton. An absolutely fantastic show. Alrighty, here we go. It is now 8 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:08 a.m. Time for us to check in with meteorologist Tim Root to see how our weather's looking like today. Timmy, how are we looking out there today?
Friday weather forecast for the entire listening area. Mostly sunny skies. Today it's going to be hot. Temperatures in the mid-90s and a southwest wind about 10-12 miles per hour. Light winds tonight near 70. Mostly clear skies expected. Looks like a hot weekend coming up as well. Mostly sunny Saturday and Sunday. 93 to 99 degrees expected this weekend. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. Still 8 minutes past the top of the hour. When we come back, Producer Shane, you guys got a 401k there with your job there?
Do.
Yeah, it's a kind of a nice thing to have there. Turns out that might be able to diversify some investments inside of your 401k. Looks like they're going to open some stuff up here. We'll talk about what might be in your 401k right after this.
Save at Sunrise Natural Foods. Right now, enjoy 25% off all Dr. Mercola products. That's big savings on everything from joint and bone health to brain and memory support, digestive health, heart health, and more. And remember, those 55 and better save 15% every Wednesday. And Wednesdays are now also demo days. Check out and sample new products to stay up to date on the latest health trends in Auburn and Roseville or online at sunrisenaturalfoods.net. Sunrise Natural Foods, made with life's best ingredients.
This is Stephen Hill. Catch Hearts of Space, Sunday nights at 8, here on the all-new FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI. The same voice of the foothills, more powerful than ever.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins.
A lot of people, have their pets sleep in the bedroom with them. How many people that do that are distracted by their pets during,
I think I'd be out of the room. My squirt bottle nearby.
Excuse me?
I'm not. Cracked it open. Boom, boom, boom.
Let's just have a moment of silence and leave that alone like adults.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins.
Weekdays from 1 to 4 on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI. Not the bedtime squirt bottle. Jeez.
10 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:10 a.m. All right, now before we went to the break there, we were talking a little bit about Producer Shane, your 401k, my 401k. Might get a little bit spicier. President Trump signed an executive order yesterday instructing the Department of Labor to review its guidelines on historically riskier investment markets like private equity, real estate, and crypto for employers and retirement plan administrators. This is coming from the Morning Brew here. An executive order won't update your retirement account dashboard directly, but it will urge the Department of Labor and other government agencies to make it easier for your nest egg to include alternative assets. Right now, no law prohibits employers and plan sponsors from offering these kind of assets, but they are required to act as fiduciaries, and that means that they have a legal and ethical duty to protect investors. Now, traditionally, plan sponsors have been extremely conservative about including anything that could get them sued, and probably rightly so, especially when it comes to deciding what investment options are available through your 401k. Private market assets, crypto, and private real estate deals are investments opportunities that are typically come with significantly higher fees. That's one thing you got to take into account for sure, than traditional index funds or public markets. And they offer less transparency and often reserved for sovereign wealth funds and for the super rich. So I don't know if they had the option to put any riskier investments in your 401k there. Now, this is your retirement that we're banking on. Not that it's not like a traditional pension, I don't think, where you're, I guess pensions, they do kind of invest that and take it along. But 401k seems like a little riskier riskier game to me.
To me, it does too. However, I probably would be willing to take a little gamble with it. Like, say, whatever my incoming money allocation is, like, say, 5% can go to something risky like Bitcoin or something.
Yeah. Which
then leave the rest 95% going into traditional stuff.
Yeah. Talking and working with financial advisors, that actually is pretty sound advice. Where they typically say, if you wanna kind of play with that stuff, you want to get in that sandbox, maybe like 5%, somewhere around there. Don't put half in it. That's probably not a great idea. Let's not put it on red 32 and let it ride and see what happens. It's if getting the ability to dabble in alternative assets feels like a late night TV ad begging you to buy a once in a lifetime coin collection, that's valid. Most of the groups advocating for these assets to be included in 401k investments are the ones that would benefit from gaining access to the roughly $12.2 trillion currently in retirement funds. That's a lot in the retirement funds there. So I don't know. I'm kind of with you, where I'm like, well, I think I could dabble in it a little bit. We took aside a little bit of money and again, just a little bit, and opened the whole Coinbase thing and crypto. Like, got a little bit of crypto there. It paid off. I think probably the most thing that crypto paid off was back in 2017. My brother-in-law wanted to do this thing. We were talking about doing this podcast called Decrypting Crypto because he was learning all about it. And I was like, I'm kind of kicking myself. Like, forgot about that. All right. Well, there we go. It's 14 minutes past the top of the hour. That's what that signal means. But he was learning all about it. And you were just talking about, like, man, I gotten a tip back in the day to maybe buy Bitcoin when it was $5 or, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like,
yeah, totally.
There's no way that we could have known back then. Like, Bitcoin's going to go, it's risky. There's upsides and there's downsides. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know the future. But my wife on a whim for like $4 bought decryptingcrypto.com because we thought, well, let's get it and we'll build it out. We sold that for $4,500.
Nice.
Like 5 years later. Yeah, it was that's probably my best crypto investing story was buying a URL and then some company, I think in Australia, wanted it or something like that. And we're like, at first we didn't think it was real. We're like, I don't know, this is scamming us. But no, it was actually real, and we went and verified it and everything like that. So I don't know. That's the best crypto investment I've ever made. Did you ever get into it? Did you get any crypto?
Yeah, I have crypto now.
Oh, you do have crypto?
And
okay.
I've got an auto buy, but it's $25 a month.
Okay, that's about what we did. Yeah.
So it's sitting there and it's been reasonably growing.
Yeah,
but it's just enough to be like, oh, cool. That's some extra cash if we need to go tap it. But beyond that, it's
exactly. It's not like I'm banking everything on this. No. And which with those riskier investments, like there's the upside, but you got to remember there's always the other side of that coin where there's always the downside. And depending on what it could go way up or it could go way down. But apparently it could go into your 401k here. It could be happening soon. Financial advisors are divided. On one hand, wealth managers and advisors are down for more diversification in investments. And there was a time when even boring old index funds were seen as risky investments. But some experts in the field still see a lot of red flags, especially for the average retail investors who might not be interested in reading all of the fine print. So I think that's, as a fiduciary, if you're not willing as the investor, to read all the fine print and then you come at your financial advisor because what happened? Well, no, investments carry risk. You got to understand that. You got to understand what you're getting into before you get into it. So I can see where some advisors are like, I don't want that coming back on me. I don't want my phone blowing up like that.
It actually kind of reminds me of a Simpsons episode long ago where Homer's like, oh, I'm in the pumpkin futures. I think they're going to peak around November. And he should have sold in October.
Should have sold in October. That's fantastic. Oh, wisdom from The Simpsons never ends. It never ends. All right, it is. That's a good one. Wow. 16 minutes past the top of the hour. 6:16 a.m. Should have sold in October. Oh, boy, if we'd only listened to that advice more. All right, speaking of business and all those things, it is time for us now to turn it over to the Fox Business Report.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Wendy's shares are down 3.5%. The fast food chain is reporting a mixed quarter and is lowering expectations. It's predicting sales will decline 3 to 5% this year. U.S. sales were weaker in the quarter, and Wendy's says it's dealing with higher prices for ingredients, also higher costs for labor. Wendy's interim CEO Ken Cook says in the U.S. we have work to do to improve the overall performance of the business. Gold prices trading in Europe rose to records today, topping $3,500 an ounce after the Financial Times reported that the U.S. is suggesting gold bars weighing 1 kilogram should be subject to tariffs. And President Trump's choice for the Federal Reserve vacancy is economic advisor Stephen Myron. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Listen to the Garden Goddesses Saturday morning at 8 a.m. here on the Voice of the Foothills.
If you want to be kept in the plant know, join us on our radio show. The Garden Goddesses, Saturday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. on the one and only KAHI Radio, AM 950, FM 104.5, the Voice of the Foothills. Call in to win a prize from Green Acres Nursery and Supply.
18 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:18 a.m. Coming up in our next segment, we'll have your sports ball plus your weather. Next hour, big hour, daily dad jokes. Producer Shane, we're going to see how well we've been paying attention to the news this week. We'll have our news quiz. We'll see if we can get 5 out of 5 today. I realized yesterday I teed up 3 headlines and a lie, and I never paid it off. So we will do that at the beginning of the 8 o'clock hour. So for those of you that were like, wait a minute, he never paid off 3 headlines and a lie, we will let you know what was the fake headline. Excuse me. And Friday, as we do, Mary Jane Pop will call in the 8 o'clock hour as well. We'll see what she's got cooking up, all the ingredients coming together for her show this weekend. We're going to head off now to JT in the morning. See you back here at the bottom of the hour.
Hey, easy. MAGA? What? What's a photograph? Is that like a reel? Is that like a JPEG? Yes, very much. Thank you for letting us be of service to you this morning, putting the bunk in the bunk so that it can be debunked later at 434-882-4217. Multitasking there, whether you want a phone call or text message to us. I have a question out of this narrative that they're now saying in Georgia, and I'll bring it up to you in a second. But James Luck is on the phone with us, of course, the 4th generation of Luck family members that help you navigate the world of gold and silver investment. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Joe. How are you?
Well, I'm curious to see how close to $40 we can get silver before the week is over. How are the gold and silver markets doing this Friday morning?
Yeah, silver is definitely on the way. It's just over $38 at $38.35, which is up about 0.1% so far today. So it's headed in the right direction. We'll see if we can get a little bit of momentum today to close out the week. Gold was the big story yesterday. It was it had a solid up move yesterday afternoon. It's currently holding on to those gains just shy of 3,400, which is even so far.
That's something else. And, of course, all through the weekend, you can go online to jcsgold.com, order up coins, and find creative ways. I know that just, when we talk about stacking silver, certainly owning silver in whatever form it is, but there are some neat ways, whether you want to remember 2025 as the year something notable happened to you, maybe, you celebrate the year that the federal government finally started getting smaller. I don't know. Whatever it is you want to commemorate, there's lots of ways you can do it at jcsgold.com. Right, James?
That's exactly right. And now is a really important time to be buying silver because there's really no premiums on silver on our website at jcsgold.com. We're selling silver bullion items at spot, which is historically unheard of. And as soon as silver starts to spike, I'm sure those premiums are going to go up. So get silver while it's zero premium at jcsgold.com.
There you go. There's your motivation for the weekend. At some point this weekend, make some time to go to jcsgold.com, and you can keep an eye on the price board as well and see how it's doing. James, you have an awesome weekend as well.
Thanks, Joe. You too.
So at 434-882-4217, the story we are being told now out of Georgia off of Fort Stewart Army Base, if you get the story at all, I just checked the news sites. More news sites right now have the story of Hulk Hogan's autopsy being delayed than any details of the shooting at Fort Stewart Army Base, where the hours after it happened, it was reported that Sergeant Cornelius Radford had been stopped for driving under the influence. And I've told you this before. One of my triage methods is I look into the stories as they're breaking, because that's when you get the unfiltered stories before the spinmeisters can get a hold of the police chief, stories before some press secretary can scrub through and say, oh, get rid of that thing about the DUI. We don't want to. But it was there. Now it's gone. Now we're being told that somebody, and it takes a little while to rise up to the rank of sergeant. This isn't somebody who was recruited last week, signed up, right after President Trump got elected, and was picked on because he had a stammer. This sergeant has risen through the ranks of the U.S. Armed Forces, working in automated logistics. Gee, do you think he's going to have or certainly would have had pretty good job opportunities when he finished his military service? So now the narrative we're being told is that he was bullied a lot. And what you're supposed to walk away from the story, and nothing inferred in the news report, is that, oh, well, that's why he went and shot up his fellow soldiers. Because that's where they want you to say, oh, well, now I know, and we can go on to other things. Something else going on here. Something else is going on at Fort Stewart Army Base involving these 5 at least. I mean, and it could be something as innocuous as they were all out for a night, and when Sergeant Radford got pulled over for DUI, his buddies all took a powder on him and weren't there. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you that sometimes the simplest stories wind up being, where the truth is. And that he was mad at them for abandoning him when he got pulled over for DUI. On up. You pick it, something else going on behind the scenes. Logistics sergeants are involved in quite a bit of moving, various equipment around and, making sure that everyone has the right staffing and stocking, and it's an important job. And that's what his unit was tasked to do. Is there more going on there? But just this whole thing, oh, well, he was bullied a lot. He didn't go into the service in January, and he'd been bullied since January. He's had the time to rise to the rank of sergeant, which also means he's accomplished things. He's shown ability. He's shown the ability to lead. The stripes don't just get put on your arm for giggles. You've been here a long time. Sergeant comes with the implication that you can command other soldiers. I mean, at least now. Maybe last year it didn't. It was like, well, yeah, he can put sequins on a dress really nice, so we gave him an extra stripe. Charles writes into JT in the morning radio at gmail.com. We were talking earlier about the world and the risk of global pandemic round 2, because the authoritarians had done such a good job of schooling up on this. He writes, "Imagine a world without," is the title of his email. "Imagine a world without whining libs. I like that fantasy." But they're always going to be there. And I know that a lot of folks, if we could just get rid of... There are always going to be people there who say that, coercion is the most important thing that we can do to help other people rather than doing it ourselves.
Hey guys, I'm Teddy Savage, National Lead Trainer for Planet Fitness, and the American Heart Association recommends that we all get at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity in a week's time. But here's the thing, that 150 minutes does not need to be super intense. As a matter of fact, it could just be you moving your body and doing what you already love to do, like exercise. And a stronger heart doesn't just mean cardio, right? It means also infusing your workout routines with strength training as well. So we are super excited to be launching our new plate-loaded strength series in all of our gyms. It's already fitted in 1,700 locations with the goal to have all 2,700 fitted by the end of 2025. So if you need more information, go to our website at planetfitness.com, or better yet, download our free Planet Fitness app. And with convenient locations all around the world and most of our gyms being open 24 hours, there's bound to be one close by you.
For decades, America's offshore oil industry has relied on Port Fourchon, Louisiana. But now, as wind energy continues to grow, many of these vessels, these companies, these people are building and servicing the offshore wind industry. Moving equipment, installing turbines, transporting crews, it's a huge opportunity, and we're proud to be a part of that.
U.S. offshore wind has already announced over $25 billion in infrastructure investments. Learn more at cleanpower.org. Sponsored by the American Clean Power Association.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month.
You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE.
And good Friday morning to you. It is August 8th, and it is 30 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:30 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Placerville. Currently 71 degrees right now. It's going to be hotter today, a high of 95 degrees. All right, there's the sports ball music. Let's get right into it. Giants didn't play yesterday. Yesterday was a travel day, but they will be back in action at home today. The game starts at 7:15 tonight. Producer Shane, the initials WSH. I can't remember what team that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Who is WSH? Anyway, that's who the Giants are playing today. Why isn't that the Washington something or others? Anyway, WSH, 7:15 tonight. I will have to work on my abbreviations. The Giants are playing in any regard tonight, 7:15 p.m. here on KAHI. Were you able to find it?
Washington Nationals.
Nationals, that's who it is. Okay, Washington. All right. Well, speaking of the Nationals, the A's played the Nationals yesterday. Nationals lost. The A's won on that one. A's get a win there, 6-0 over the Nationals. White Sox versus the Mariners. Thanks for looking that up, by the way. Mariners versus the White Sox. Mariners on top there, 4-3. Reds versus the Pirates. Pirates win that one 7-0. And Marlins versus the Braves. Braves on top there, 8-6. Those were the baseball games that were happening yesterday. Going here to the Auburn Journal. Hey, Producer Shane, you ever go to Fast Fridays at all? You ever see that there at the fairgrounds?
I don't, actually.
Okay, I've been a couple times. I have not been in a long time, but Fast Fridays are happening. The Extreme Sidecars returned with their wild style of speedway racing on August 1st, thrilling the Fast Fridays Motorcycle Speedway crowd on their fourth visit this season to the tricky dirt oval at the Gold Country Fairgrounds in Auburn. These teams of riders on 1,000cc, oh my gosh, 1,000cc three-wheeled motorcycles race in the opposite direction of the speedway bikes, sliding sideways into corners and then down straightaways at high speeds. Their next appearance will be on August 30th for the AMA Extreme Sidecar National Championship. So maybe there's an excuse to get out and see Fast Fridays. It looks like it's kind of a good time, and I don't know how those guys do it, but my gosh, they do it. Probably lots of practice.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we will be back with your KAHI weather right after this.
Not able to tune into AM 950 KI whenever you want? That's not fair. Have a strict boss that only listens to music and never local news? He's not very informed then, but you knew that. Don't worry, you can get KAHI's up-to-the-minute news information and local advice from our talented KAHI news team anywhere you want now. Follow KAHI on Twitter or like KAHI on Facebook to receive local news updates multiple times a day. You can also download our KAHI radio app at KAHI.com and enjoy the voice of the foothills at AM 950 KAHI at any time, day or night.
Looking for style, savings, and something for everyone? Come to Auburn's department store, McCullough's. From fashion to furniture, beauty to bedding. Find it all under one roof with plenty of parking. And right now, save up to 50% store-wide during McCullough's summer kickoff sale. Family owned and operated. So save time, gas, and money by shopping McCullough's department store in the Auburn Town Center right off of Elm.
Friday weather forecast for the entire listening area. Mostly sunny skies. Today is going to be hot. Temperatures in the mid-90s and a southwest wind about 10-12 miles per hour. Light winds tonight near 70. Mostly clear skies expected. Looks like a hot weekend coming up as well. Mostly sunny Saturday and Sunday. 93 to 99 degrees expected this weekend. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 34 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:34 a.m. Coming up in our next segment, we'll have your KAHI news. We'll have events for the calendar. Also, your California Ag Report. Next hour, Dad Jokes News Quiz. We have to pay off 3 headlines and a lie because we didn't do that yesterday. And Mary Jane Pop will be calling in the 8 o'clock hour as she does on Fridays. Off now to JT in the morning. We'll see you back here in just a little bit.
So I love the binary world, especially when you bring COVID back up and this South Carolina ruling that underpins their ability to turn climate change into the next intergalactic health emergency that will allow us to declare you all non-essential humans and lock you in the basement. And because we brought up some tangential things like this autopsy that's going to be conducted on Hulk Hogan at the behest of his widow, which is her right. This email comes in from Mike that says, Joe, are you trying to tell me that a COVID-19 vaccine killed Hulk Hogan? No, I never said that. I said, where's the scientific curiosity? This is not a new narrative. The follow the science people, which is what I was saying, Mike, the follow the science people are decidedly the people who don't seem to understand what following the science actually means. That's it. That's it. So when you ask them to follow the science of, people dying much younger than one would expect them to, or getting grievously ill much younger than you would expect them to, one would hope that people that follow the science would take the scientific premise of curiosity and say, hey, why do you think? But they don't. it's a pandemic, and it's because none of you people wore masks. All you MAGA people. That's why all these people are dying. Because you wouldn't wear your masks. You still won't wear your masks. This text message was in said, "What's a Wegmans?" It's a chain of grocery stores. I should be careful. It's just it's a family-run chain of grocery stores. It's not public. It's not like not like Kroger that owns. What did we discover when we were in Palm Springs? Ralph's. Ralph's is a division of Kroger. I don't know if Ralph's last name is Kroger or not. Stop and Shop, all these people, the same umbrella, same company. Wegmans is just it's a family-run chain of grocery stores, mostly in the Northeast. It's starting to show up in the Mid-Atlantic there. But that's the grocery store I happened to be in when I noticed all of their employees were wearing woke masks. As if I had teleported back to 2020. And there I was. I'm like, hold on a second here. Where do I go to work in the morning? Checking the appendages to make sure, okay, well, that scar wasn't there in 2020. So I noticed that they're revamping some of these things, but this story out of South Carolina saying that you can't just bring lawsuits against electric generation companies because there was a tornado or a hurricane or a flood, tsunami. That after a bit of this judge said, listen, this is getting silly, and we can't have people suing every time there's bad weather, suing an electric generation company for climate change. The judge stopped short of saying it was, the science was settled, but he just said we can't have people suing. It's good news for gun manufacturers as well. This can precedentially be one of those tools against the idea that you're going to go after and sue Smith & Wesson because somebody stole a gun that they weren't supposed to have and used it in the commission of a felony that they weren't supposed to do and cause your death out of order. And that one they'll try to stop. Your death out of order in the hands of a violent felon who has a gun they're not supposed to have. They're intellectually curious about that. But the death out of order of somebody who may have received an experimental medical treatment because they were told if they didn't, they would lose their source of employment. That's a wild conspiracy theory like Hunter Biden's laptop or Russian collusion. So I appreciate the emails on that. Plenty of other things going on. But I think this South Carolina ruling is very interesting. And I hope it has some precedent. The left, when they get a ruling in favor of climate change lawsuits, they always go out and say, this changes everything. This is a sea change, and this is going to make... And it doesn't. And it shouldn't, but they make it out to be bigger than it is. So I might be blowing it out of proportion, maybe, but it's just because this is what we get inundated with. So in an effort to blunt some of that, I'm not sure what the deal is in Washington. I know that the media loves this story of the runaway Democrats from Texas. Declare them, I guess there's a certain number of sessions that you have to miss in order to trigger Texas's abandonment clause. So there's a clause in Texas law that says that if you miss so many sessions as an elected office holder, then your seat is declared vacant. It was started after the 2022, was it 22 or 23 when they did the whole quorum thing the first time. So now there's a period of time that you can be absent without leave from your elected representative body. But Senator, now the press Newsmax, Senator Cornyn, FBI will help track down Texas Democrats who have fled the redistricting vote. Okay. Stop giving them airtime. I mean, make George and Alex Soros pay for this time. If you're going to cover the story of the runaway Democrats, let's start covering the people who might wind up in their seats. Does the Republican Party have anyone that might run for any of these seats? Are any of these seats, did any of these seats fall within a small margin of going one way or another? Or were they all 20% runaways? Because gerrymandering happens in states like Texas. They gerrymander districts that you can't possibly lose. A friend of mine asked me, what would the fix be for a place like Texas? Get rid of partisan electoral registration. That's how we do it here in Virginia. Virginia, you register to vote. You just are a citizen. You don't have to register as a Republican or as a Democrat. Maybe that's how you fix it, because then when you redistrict, it's simply by population. But trying to stretch these 760-person districts to cover enough areas, this one's... And then you have laws in the Voting Rights Act that are, require majority minority residency. So you have to have certain districts, a certain number of districts that are all, disproportionately minority. And then you complain about gerrymandering when you have laws that say, what kind of ethnic makeup are in these districts rather than just population.
In a study, it was found that 33% of 44 herbal supplements had no trace of the advertised herb. Now, don't let that happen to you. Hi, this is Dr. Mitch. If you want to ensure quality, please go to TotalWellness.com. Supplements made for physicians, only now available to you too. TotalWellness.com, helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
From border to border, from sea to shining sea, more than 61,000 ordinary American citizens are serving their communities every day as a member of the Civil Air Patrol, the official auxiliary of the United States Air Force. From disasters large and small, natural and man-made, we answer the call to serve. To find out more information or to find a unit near you, log on now. GoCivilAirPatrol.com.
And good Friday morning to you. It is August 8th, and it is 15 minutes to the top of the hour, 6:45 a.m. Hey, good morning to you, Rockland. Currently 66 degrees right now. Looking for a high today. Ooh, looks like we're going to hit triple digits, 100 degrees today. So get the AC going, get the shorts and short sleeves out. It is going to be a little bit warmer today. Hey, let's talk about another event for the calendar. This is the Auburn State Theater. Cinema at the State presents Haulin' Ass. That's right, producer Shane. I said it. It's in the title here, though. So that's
Indeed.
That's what it is. That's going to be on Friday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. It's sponsored by Two Ass Brewing Company. Just be prepared. You're going to hear ass. It's a mule. It's a donkey, everybody. Everybody just relax. Producer Adam, settle down over there. He's going crazy right now. It's going to be at ARD's Canyon View Community Center. That's at 471 Maidu Drive here in Auburn. And following the film, there's going to be a Q&A with some special guests there. Now, Hauling Ass documents one of the most challenging yet least recognized sports. Okay, are you ready for this, Shane?
Yeah.
Least recognized sports in modern culture. It's pack burro racing. Relatively unknown outside of its participants and towns hosting the races. I would say probably yes. The sport began in 1949, so It's been around for a hot minute. Celebrating miners and their faithful companions, burros, the sport is growing in popularity and attracts visitors to former mining towns. So actually, it's pretty interesting. And oddly enough, I was talking yesterday to a couple that owns a lot of mules, and these are smart animals. I was learning how smart mules and burros are. Like they're like the engineers of the animal world there, where they're very careful where they step. They're very calculated on where they step, and they will not go where you want them to go if they think, no, that isn't safe. I'm not going there. And they can pack up to about a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So it is really, actually, it's pretty impressive. So actually, looks kind of cool. The rules, because I know you're wondering, of burro racing are simple. One person is partnered with one burro to run races over marathon distances into the Colorado mountains, surpassing altitudes of over 13,000 feet. My gosh. The person may not ride the animal. Instead, they must run alongside and try to develop a partnership with one of the most notoriously stubborn creatures on the planet. Okay, this sounds like it's going to be some exciting viewing here. World champion Hal Water, who is featured in the film, describes it as a, quote, combination of long-distance running, mountaineering, and equine handling skills. Plus, runners must learn to leave their athletic egos up to the whims of a jackass, unquote. Oh my gosh, sponsored by Auburn's Two Ass Brewing Company, the film features Curtis Emery, an old-time burro racer driven by passion in the sports community. Following the film, it's going to be a Q&A with filmmaker Trevor Velan, Matt Scribner, and local farrier and pack bureau racer Jennifer Rischel, founder and manager of the NorCal Pack Bureau. So it sounds like it's going to be a great time and actually pretty darn interesting. Again, it's going to be on Friday, August 22nd at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6 p.m. It's going to run for approximately 2 hours, and then there's going to be the Q&A after that. Admission is $12 for adults, $10 for seniors, and kids 12 and under that's $10 for kids 12 and under as well. Again, it's going to be at the Sierra Room at the Canyon View Community Center. That's 471 Maidu Drive here in Auburn. Get your tickets at auburnstatetheater.org, or you can call 530-885-0156.
So on Wednesday, we heard at the chamber lunch from the owner of Two Ass Brewing.
Oh, really? Okay.
He said the following day, they'll also be doing a demonstration. You'll learn more details at the movie.
Yeah.
Where you can actually run alongside one of the donkeys for a few minutes at one of the parks over near.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So it's taking the film and making it actually now real life. You can go out and actually participate.
Yeah. So on Saturday following the movie, there'll be some other activities related.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, go ahead and attend and check it out and all that and more. Again, you can go to auburnstatetheater.org or call 530-885-0156. Shane, that's awesome. Thanks for adding that in.
Yeah.
All right. We will be back with your KAHI News right after this.
Hi, this is Mike Nichols. What are you doing Sunday?
What are you doing Sunday, baby?
Join me for the KAHI Swap Shop this Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. The KAHI Swap Shop. This and every Sunday morning starting at 8 here on FM 104.5, AM 950, and KAHI.com, the voice of the foothills.
Oh, what do you say now? If it's a nice day now, what are you doing Sunday, baby?
And here's your KAHI News for Friday, August 8th. I'm Chris Quant. Northern California police say scammers are getting clever with a new bank scam. This is from Fox 40 News. Northern California police are warning the public about a clever new scam that is targeting bank accounts. According to the Rockland Police Department, the new scam starts with a victim receiving a text, email, or call from someone posing as their bank. The sender inquires about fraudulent activity. After the victim confirms the fraud, they are transferred to a fake fraud or customer service department that will convince the person to allow access to a bank account. Quote, they eventually dupe you into transferring funds to another account via wire, gift cards, or a Bitcoin ATM, unquote, RPD said. Quote, or they may ask you to withdraw money from your bank and physically pick up the cash. The money is gone, thousands of dollars gone, unquote. Police advise people who get a call or message about fraud to log into their accounts and check for themselves. Quote, never, ever, ever give anyone your account login information over the phone, even if they have your info, unquote, RPD said. Anyone who becomes a victim of the new scam can call their local police department. Lincoln Airport breaks ground for new hangars. This is from the Auburn Journal. City elected and administrative officials joined local developer Ed Subar, design and construction production executives, local pilots, and even the Federal Aviation Agency to turn the first dirt on Lincoln Airport's exciting next phase of development. The groundbreaking event on Wednesday hailed the first new construction at the airport in more than 20 years. Over the next 6 months, the hangar stock will increase by 48 individual hangars and 16 larger multi-aircraft hangars. Mayor Holly Andriotta said, quote, "For too many years, our gems sat unattended and, in some cases, taken advantage of. Ed saw the need for more hangars, and he put his money where his heart is. This hangar build will be transformational for the Lincoln Regional Airport," unquote. City officials added that more hangars mean more aircraft, which brings more revenue from fuel sales and airport services, which means a more vibrant, financially stable airport. The airport will host its annual Wings and Wheels Aviation Auto event on Friday evening and Saturday, August 22nd through the 23rd, with a hot air balloon moon glow Friday night and more than 60 general aviation and government aircraft and 200-plus classic, sports, and exotic cars on Saturday. And you can see the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce website for more details. Back with more news after this.
Hi, this is Andrew Twidwell, owner of ABT Plumbing, Electric, Heat, and Air. ABT has been in business since 2001, and we are thrilled to have been voted Auburn's best plumbing company and best heating and cooling company in Auburn Journal's Best of Auburn promotion. We're very proud to have placed as runner-up in electrical category as well. Our technicians are experienced and friendly. If you have an issue with your plumbing, need a whole house generator, or maybe your furnace isn't working, give ABT a call. Reach us at 530-230-9004 for excellent service. It really is as easy as ABT.
The hosts of the Crossroads radio program invite you to join them Sunday mornings from 9 till 10 as they explore different subjects of the Bible and the everlasting gospel of Jesus Christ. Each Sunday, Wesley Smith and Pastor Buddy Harper help you discover answers that are tested and proven with strict biblical conclusions. Music during the show features the group Jordan to Canaan. That's Crossroads, Sunday mornings 9 till 10, right here on KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
Can't sleep? Trouble concentrating? Dry, itchy skin? Urinating more often? These are some of the symptoms of kidney disease. Many people don't understand what kidney disease is, who is at risk, and what they can do to avoid serious kidney health issues. Find out if you are at risk. Go to OptumKidneyCheck.com to take a simple survey that can help you see if you're one of the 1 in 3 people who is at risk of developing kidney disease. That's OPTUMKidneyCheck.com. A public service message from the National Kidney Foundation, Optum Labs, and this station.
Hi, this is Dr. Dahlia, and I'm thrilled to announce that I've joined the KAHI radio team. Each weekday morning from 9 to noon, I'm live on KAHI. We tackle issues like cholesterol, diabetes, women's health, children, geriatrics, relationships, and more. And with all that's going on in Washington, we even touch on government and policies impacting your health. The Dr. Dahlia Show is also a live call-in medical talk show that answers your questions on the air. Join me, Dr. Dahlia, Monday through Friday from 9 to noon here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
Continuing now with your KAHI News from the Morning Brew, Israeli Security Cabinet approved military takeover of Gaza City. Earlier Friday morning, following a 10-hour meeting, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office released a statement announcing that a majority of his security cabinet backed his proposal to take over Gaza City. Until this point, Israel has controlled about 75% of the Gaza Strip in its war against Hamas, but the Israel Defense Forces largely avoided ground strikes in Gaza City because it believes that that is where Hamas is holding the 20 surviving Israeli hostages. Hamas has previously threatened to execute the captives rather than see them rescued. Families of the hostages have protested against military expansion in Gaza. The statement from the PM's office said that most security cabinet ministers rejected an alternative plan put forward by the military because they believe it would, quote, neither achieve the defeat of Hamas nor the return of the hostages, unquote. And from the Morning Brew, here's what else is brewing. India's Prime Minister said he was prepared to, quote, pay a very heavy price, unquote, to maintain trade with Russia following President Trump's decision to double the tariff on India from 25% to 50%, a move prompted by India's purchases of Russian oil. Global automakers have lost nearly $12 billion in operating earnings so far due to Trump's tariffs, according to the Wall Street Journal. SoftBank Group stock hit a record high after the Japanese investment firm reported that the value of its vision funds rose $4.8 billion last quarter. The FBI will help locate Democrats from the Texas state legislature who left town in protest of a redistricting vote. And the Canyon Fire, which broke out yesterday afternoon north of Los Angeles, has already spread to more than 1,500 acres and has forced thousands of residents to evacuate. And finally, also from the Morning Brew, today's word of the day is fiduciaries, meaning those who have a legal and ethical duty to protect investors. Fiduciaries. And that's your KAHI News for this Friday, August 8th. I'm Chris Quant. On now to the California Ag Report.
It's time for California Ag Today on the Ag Information Network. I am Haley Ship. It's been a tough stretch for California's dairy producers, but here is a bright spot, straight from the farm to the food scene. The California Milk Advisory Board, funded by California's dairy farm families, just launched the 2025 Real California Grilled Cheese Sandwich Contest. It's a national recipe competition aimed at getting more California dairy onto restaurant menus across the country. Professional chefs are invited to compete in 2 categories. They've got California Classic, which is up to 3 California cheeses, no other ingredients, and then California Freestyle, which is cheese plus unlimited additions as long as dairy makes up at least half of the sandwich. 8 finalists will be selected based on creativity, flavor, and their use of real California dairy. Each will receive $1,000, and 2 grand champions will take home an additional $1,000. The contest runs through September 19th, with winners announced this fall. Full entry details are available at realcaliforniamilkfoodservice.com. And of course, we've got a link to that up on our website, aginfo.net. Again, the contest running through September 19th. Attention all growers, have your packouts been reduced due to damage caused by heat stress or sunburn? This is Cultiva. We are the manufacturer of Parka. Parka is a plant-based foliar product with a unique MOA that helps plants resist and recover from heat stress. Parka reduces heat stress and sunburn by reducing the development of oxidative compounds and stressed crops. It allows the plant to continue photosynthetic activity, which ultimately means your crops continue to perform during times of excessive heat. As a result, plants treated with Parka are better equipped to sustain growth under environmental stress conditions to deliver high fruit quality and marketable yields. Unlike other products on the market, Parka is highly tank mix compatible and leaves no residue on fruit or equipment, making it easy to incorporate into spray programs. The heat is coming. Is your crop ready to handle the stress? Give us a call at 888-638-1955 or visit Cultiva.com. This is California Ag Today on the Ag Information Network. Find more agricultural news at aginfo.net.
FM 104.5 K283CM Auburn and AM 950 KAHI Auburn.
Wake up, it's Chris in the morning light. On KAHI, your day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two, with a dad joke fresh and the weather too. He's the voice of the hills, keeping it real. Local talk with hometown feel. So grab your coffee, don't hit snooze. It's Chris in the morning with your daily news.
Big finish and good Friday morning to you. It is August 8th, and it is right smack dab at the top of the hour. It is 7 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI. You know what it is. It is the voice of the foothills, Chris Quant, with you here, holding it down. Beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic, air-conditioned Studio A, KAHI Studios, peering through the Venetian blinds in downtown Auburn at another beautiful, gorgeous day. it's going to be a little bit hotter today, gang. So today's a good day to bust out the shorts and the short sleeve shirts. We'll check in with meteorologist Tim Root here in just a little bit to see what the official weather forecast is like. But producer Shane, that Hawaiian shirt's going to come in handy today. Well done. Your choice is, well, hey, if folks want to peer into Studio A here live, how can they do that, Shane?
Go to youtube.com/@, that's the @ symbol, KAHI-radio.
At KAHI-radio. That's right. You can check it out. Click on the live tab there, and you can see producer Shane's SOTD. What are we calling that? That is the shirt of the day. Make sure you check it out. All right, Shane. Some very sad news.
Uh-oh.
It's sad for me.
Okay.
Maybe not for you, but it's sad for me. So my wife and I were out last night. We're standing in line. And there's these younger kids in front of us. I don't know. I would guess, and it's all about guessing the age, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess that their ages were maybe 10, 11, 12. This little kid had a mouth on him, though. Let me tell you, I was like, I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap and water. I'm turning into my parents and grandparents is what's happening. So I'd say probably these little tweens out there, and we're talking. They're super nice little kids, though. They're talking and they're like blah 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 blah, talking about their little things, and they strike up a conversation with us, and we're talking to them. We're like, oh hey, little guys, all right, this is cool. And so right before we're going, there's a couple guys and a gal, and she turns around and she looks at me, and she says, "Can I guess your age?"
Oh, nice.
I said, okay. I was like, actually, I was generally interested. I was like, oh, I've never had a young person try and guess my age lately. Sure, that'll be fine. And they said, and then, so the girl said to me, hey, can I guess your age? And then the little boy next to her looked at my wife and said, can I guess your age? And I was like, I don't know if this is something these kids do on the regular, but like, let's go. And I said, okay, well, guess my age. And she looks at me and she's like, I'm guessing. And she started with 50. And I was like, okay, all right, stop right there. But I'm glad it went this way. She's like, I'd say 54. And I was like, okay. And so my wife, the little guy, he did a good job. He'd say, I think you're about 43. And so my wife's like, oh. And I'm like, oh. I was like, well, no, I'm not that old, but I appreciate you guessing. Actually, my wife is 3 years older than I am. But yeah, I have never been placed in the almost a decade older than I actually am. So I don't know. Maybe I need to start getting the hair dye out.
That's a hit to the ego for sure.
Yeah. Oh boy. But it's it messed with my mind more than it should have.
Yeah.
I was like, oh really? All right.
Yeah, I get it. My wife her hair is going gray prematurely.
Yeah.
But she's younger than me, 4 years.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, she's like, I've looked like so old compared to you.
Yeah. I didn't tell the kids that, hey, my wife dyes her hair, by the way. I didn't say that. But no, it was definitely a shot to the ego where for most of my life, I've been actually placed as younger than I actually am. But I was actually on a Zoom call with somebody I hadn't talked to in a while. He's like, wow, Chris, your hair's really getting gray. It's like, yeah, it's called life, Matt. It's called life. So, yeah, a shot to the old ego yesterday with the youngsters guessing, put me about a decade older than I actually am. Shane, I need to start putting some lotion on my face or like some eye cream or something like that to I don't know. I guess you can't stay young forever. Hey, speaking of age and all of that, if today is your birthday, you're not another year older. You're just another year wiser. Happy stinking birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic day today. If you were born today, you share a birthday with Terry Nation, Welsh-American author and screenwriter, born on this day in 1930. Esther Williams, American swimmer and actress, born on this day in 1921. Coming a little bit closer to modern day, Dustin Hoffman, American actor, born on this day in 1937. Dustin Hoffman, wow. And let's see, that's about every. Scott Stapp. Oh, is he Scott Stapp? Is he?
Sounds familiar.
Nickelback. But I think he's the lead singer of Nickelback. Anyway, yeah, I think he's the lead singer of one of those bands back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Born on this day in Creed. That's it. That's the one. Not Nickel. I'm sorry, Scott. Not Nickelback. Creed. Hold me now, 'cause I'm 6 feet. Yeah, there we go. Born on this day in 1973. So happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you. If today is your birthday, and to celebrate, why not make it a frozen custard day? Do you like the frozen treat? Because Shane, there's people that, I really like the frozen yogurt or the frozen custard, or I just really like ice cream. Do you have one preference over the other, or do you not care?
I don't discriminate.
Okay,
Sugar,
neither
sugar.
do I. Sugar, yes, thank you. I don't either. It's like ice cream, that's fine. Frozen yogurt, absolutely love it. I sometimes actually prefer frozen yogurt over ice cream just because it feels like a little bit lighter. It
True.
feels like I'm consuming less calories. That's probably not true at all. But yeah, you're right. Sugar is sugar, so it's definitely good. So happy frozen custard day to you. Today is also Dollar Day, and I'm guessing that is because on this day in 1786, Congress established coinage of U.S. money. So happy Dollar Day to you. And speaking of Dollar Day, today in U.S. history, going back to the 1700s, today it's the 10th anniversary of Hamilton. Producer Shane, you haven't had a chance to see this yet, have you?
Unfortunately not yet.
Okay, well, I highly recommend. It's one of those things where obviously, if you go to see it live, you're going to be there and you've got it on the calendar. It's on Disney Plus and Hulu, whatever. I guess they're going to be all one app here soon. So it is a bit of a commitment to sit down because it's the actual Broadway play with the original cast if you're watching the recording. So if you want to see it. But a fun fact, this song right here from Hamilton, I did not know this, this is over 200 words a minute that he's saying right now.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane? Absolutely incredible. There's a lot of fun facts here. Actually, the costumes and shoes worn by the cast are custom made for each performer with some of the materials sourced from France and England. So pretty interesting there. The show is filled with hidden details like the evolution of the set design and the use of turntables to represent the whirlwind of history. And not surprisingly, but you kind of don't think of it really, but it is a theme throughout. The Bullet is one of the main characters in there, representing the events that shape Hamilton's life. Obviously, the duel with him and Aaron Burr. Okay, quick side note. Do you remember? I don't know how we're going off of this. Do you remember the Got Milk campaigns from back in the late 90s? There's an Instagram account that, okay, do you know where I'm going?
Yeah.
The Aaron Burr, the Got Milk. So for those that may not remember or do remember this, it's the guy, and I can still picture this guy in my head, the guy who was doing it. Obviously a big historian guy. The camera's going all around his room. He's got all these artifacts. Like if there's anybody who knows about the duel between Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, it's this guy. Like the bullet is encased in this glass case. And the radio back then is the radio like, hey, seventh caller to call in. Who shot Alexander Hamilton? And he had just taken a big old bite of a peanut butter sandwich. Aaron Burr! And the guy can't get the answer there. He was born to give this answer and he can't get it because his mouth is full of a peanut butter sandwich and, of course, the Got Milk. Whoever came up with that ad campaign, brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I always have a thing. If we see a really good advertisement, we always say, whoever came up with that, give them a raise, because it really is good. I would love, there's some of those iconic advertisements that I would love to have been in the room there for the brainstorming to see the evolution of it, of how they got to like, okay, picture this. Like, where do you even start? This guy, just that specific, Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton. He's an expert historian on this one event. And the guy just makes himself the biggest peanut butter sandwich ever. And he has to get, like, too bad he doesn't have milk because he pours the last of it. And there's just 2 drips that drop out. But we'll have to see if we can find that commercial because it is absolutely fantastic. But yes, Hamilton celebrating its 10-year anniversary. And why is that significant? Well, from the Morning Brew today, there is a guy who's on there is known as the last original. His name is Thane Jasperton, a.k.a. the show's last original. Jasperton originated the role of British loyalist Samuel Seabury, who sings Farmer Refuted, and he hasn't left for 10 years. He has been on the cast, has been there, and I guess good work if you can get it. Like the entertainment industry, famously, you don't hold on to work for long, but he's been there for 10 years, celebrating his 10th anniversary as the last original in Hamilton. So, yeah, if you haven't had a chance to see it. Would love to hear your thoughts on it if you've seen it. 530-885-3565 or live at KAHI.com. Also, yesterday, let's see, Ray, we were talking about Wayne Knight. It was his birthday yesterday. I remember him from the Seinfeld as Newman, and he was also in Jurassic Park. But Ray Wayne, he emailed in and said, and I did not know this, Wayne wouldn't have gotten any of these roles had it not been for his star-making performance in Basic Instinct. Now, I haven't seen Basic Instinct, so that's probably why. While his part was relatively small in the Sharon Stone, Michael Douglas-led movie, it was extremely memorable. In fact, Wayne was part of what is now seen as one of the most iconic moments in film history. I did not know this. I'm going to have to check this out because that's really interesting. And it really is the truth that there are no small roles, only small actors. So
for sure.
It really is. That's a really cool story. I did not know that, of just taking a role, making it your own, and becoming a standout. So very, very cool. So Ray, thanks for emailing that into live at KAHI.com. Also, hey, by the way, later on this hour, we're going to do daily dad jokes. So if you've got one, maybe we'll do history dad jokes today or ice cream dad jokes. I don't know. We can pick around those themes. You can send in your dad jokes now live at KAHI.com. And we're going to head over to meteorologist Tim Root to find out what our weather is looking like today. Timmy, how are we looking out there?
Friday weather forecast for the entire listening area. Mostly sunny skies. Today is going to be hot. Temperatures in the mid-90s and a southwest wind about 10-12 miles per hour. Light winds tonight near 70. Mostly clear skies expected. Looks like a hot weekend coming up as well. Mostly sunny Saturday and Sunday. 93 to 99 degrees expected this weekend. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 12 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:12 a.m. Producer Shane, do you know what UPFs are? They're on they're going down, but UPFs, we'll talk about those. If you don't know, you'll know here in a minute. Back with more right after this.
News, and more news 24/7. We're bombarded with news and anxiety and depression about it. So what do? Find out on Palm Talk this week. What are the planets telling us for yesterday, today, and tomorrow? Our astrologer mystic will share what we need to know and do. And the one and only North American Country Music Association Hall of Famer Lacey J. Dalton has some great news. It's Pop Talk Saturday 5 to 7 a.m., Sunday 9 to 11 p.m., and 24/7 at KAHI.com. Let's make it Pop Talk together.
13 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:13 a.m. All right, now before we went to the break there, Producer Shane, we were talking about UPFs. What are UPFs? Well, the number 55% of calories come from UPFs, and that means ultra-processed foods. It's slightly down. Now, this is from the Morning Brew. The bad news is this is the number of calories Americans consume from ultra-processed foods. It's slightly down. The bad news is it's still a lot. Now, I like what you said earlier, like, sugar is sugar. It's good. I like it. And yes, it is true. But yesterday, the CDC released a report saying that 55% of the total calories eaten by Americans age 1 or older. Whoa, 1 or older came from UPFs during a 2021 to 2023 observation period. That compares to 56% from 2017 to 2018. And some more details from the latest report. Children, and that's anyone 18 and under, consumed UPFs for 61.9% of all calories. And adults, that's age 19 or older, got 53% of their calories from UPF. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, I think they're kind of hard to avoid. Especially because we go for like just kind of the easy. I know I do. I mean, I'm pointing at myself. We kind of go for those easy, quick, snacky type foods, which I love, by the way. But apparently, it's got the high processed food, which I know there's a lot of things that we've talked about always say, like, why did pictures of people in America before the 70s, there's not really a lot of overweight people. And it's because then the food started to get processed and they wanted to make it more palatable. I get it. They're trying to make a profit. If I can sell more of these, obviously, we're going to make more money and we'll get it. But to our detriment in a way. But were you going to say something?
I have a whole rabbit hole on this topic as I've
Okay.
started eating keto and going learning a lot more about nutrition.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to go there today.
Well,
I don't.
I want to at some point.
Okay.
But seriously though, it really is. It feels like it's hard because it's hard to kind of change your habits and change your. But once you do, and you start feeling better, oh my God, it makes it worth it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I'm not creaking so much when I get up in the morning. The CDC characterized ultra-processed foods as hyper-palatable, energy-dense, low in dietary fiber, and contain little or no whole foods while having high amounts of salt, sweeteners, and unhealthy fats. And there was a chart from the BBC that basically said, hey, what are these look like? And I'm like, oh, I have to see what they did. So basically, unprocessed, minimally processed foods would be your fruits and vegetables, eggs, milk, meat. So stuff like that, not a lot of processing going on. Processed ingredients would be oils, sugar, salt, honey, butter, or processed food would be ham, cheese, bread, bacon, salted nuts. But then we get to the ultra-processed supermarket bread. So there's a difference between regular bread, I guess, and supermarket bread. I'm thinking probably white bread a lot.
All breads.
Oh,
actually.
all
If you
breads.
Look
really?
at the ingredient list. It's
I'm
bad.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Even the ones that say, "Oh, it's healthy this or whole wheat that," or
you actually look at it and
the list is so bad.
Yeah, it's really going to that. Okay, well, good to know. Ready meals, which my wife got a bunch of ready meals for me and the boys the other day. It is tasty, but I do get it. Breakfast cereal. Oh, Lord above, I love breakfast cereal. I haven't been eating a lot of it lately, but I do love me some breakfast cereal. Cakes. And I like, because this is an article from the BBC, it says crisps, chips, basically potato chips. But yeah, they call them crisps. Yeah, so, and I love me some good potato chips too. So yeah, obviously all the stuff that we are really palatable, that we love, that are absolutely garbage for our bodies are the ultra processed foods. But it turns out we're going down a little bit here. So not as many people are getting their calories from the ultra processed foods. So if you can avoid them, avoid the junk food if you can. But they say consuming about 10% of calories from ultra processed foods would be reasonable. So 10%. Okay, I was like, agree to disagree on that.
Well,
one,
I mean,
perhaps.
I'll disagree with the CDC on that. But the reality is, I think 0 is probably the right number there.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Do I achieve that? No. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's hard to avoid.
It really is hard to avoid.
And some of it is out of your control in a sense, because you go to eat at a restaurant, you don't know what's actually behind that meal, behind the kitchen. So yeah.
I'm sorry. I just read Ray just sent in a dad joke along Alexander Hamilton. Ray, that is solid. I cannot wait to say that one. I'm sorry, Shane. I was listening to you, but I wanted to preview that in case we need to say it now. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's almost impossible to avoid, even if you're like, oh, I'm just going to be out. I'm just going to grab something real quick, or I need a quick snack food. But even like the salted nuts were processed. I didn't even think about something like that, but obviously they're processed.
It's processed, but it's not ultra processed.
Yeah, it's not.
Processed just means it went through process.
Yeah.
Okay, they shelled them, they put some salt on them, they put them in a bag.
I got to tell you, we had a moment yesterday. My wife, she's like, I actually got sad yesterday because our son is getting ready to go for his senior year in Japan. And we have on a standing order that's just it's a rotating order. He loves almonds. So we get bags of almonds. We order bags of almonds. And she said, I just canceled our almond shipment yesterday because he's the only one that really eats them. He just loves almonds, and we just keep these things stocked for him. And she's like, it started to hit me when I canceled the almond order yesterday. He's actually leaving. And we get sentimental different ways on this. I'm sentimental because like, oh, my little boy, he's flying off. And she's like, she's sentimental because this is something that she's always hoped for that our kids would do.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be out and be a world traveler. And she's like, we're going to have our kid's going to be bilingual. This is going to be absolutely incredible. And I'm like, no, don't go. I'm like on that side, and she's like, fly, little baby, fly. So there's opposites attract for you. It's pretty great. All right, it is 20 minutes past the top of the hour at 7:20 a.m. It is time for us now to check in, as we do, with the Fox Business Report. All right, let's try that again. It's time for us to check in, as we do, with the Fox Business Report. Is it going to play? I don't think it wants to play. All right.
It's recording a new one right now. I can hear it in the background.
Is it? Oh, that's probably why it's updating. Well, hey, we're not going to update the Fox Business Report because that is playing right now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, maybe we'll play the Fox Business Report. Also, let's say we do our news quiz now. We'll see how well we've been paying attention to the news. Also, daily dad jokes coming up, so we're going to be frantically looking for some dad jokes while we get this update and hear from our sponsors. We'll be back right after this.
Be sure to listen to the Garden Goddesses, Saturday mornings at 8, right here on the Voice of the Foothills.
And this is Cindy from the Garden Goddesses. Thanks for being a loyal listener, and please join us every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 on KAHI, the Voice of the Foothills, and we will teach you all we know about gardening.
I've learned so much myself, and I've only been here a few months. You can learn so much on their show. It is the ultimate gardening show.
Absolutely. So join us every Saturday morning from 8 to 9.
Right here on the Voice of the Foothills.
If you love live music and want to be up close and personal with the band, there's only one place to go, the Torch Club. This hotspot is the place to be with 2 shows a day, Wednesday to Sunday. Check out the upcoming shows at torchclub.net or just drop by 904 15th Street in Sacramento. The Torch Club. There's always something happening.
And the Sundance final scene sets the hills.
I love California. I love the mountains. I love the sunsets. I love the foothills. Oh, speaking of which, join me every Saturday at 8 p.m. for Rewind, featuring the stars you grew up with. Oh, by the way, my name is Jimmy J. We've been doing this for a long time. If you haven't heard the show yet, check it out. This Saturday, 8 p.m., Rewind on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950, KAHI.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher, and the Nasdaq is building on yesterday's record close. Intel shares are up more than 0.5%. Its CEO Lip-Bu Tan says Intel is engaging with the administration to address matters that have been raised. President Trump has called for Lip-Bu Tan's resignation, saying he had too many business ties with China. Tan denies the allegations. Wendy's shares opened 2.5% higher, even though it's predicting sales will decline 3 to 5% this year after a disappointing quarter. Wendy's interim CEO Ken Cook says he's committed to work to improve the overall performance of the business. Online travel company Expedia shares up 9% because travel demand is rebounding. Under Armour shares are lower, though, after warning of a weaker profit. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda, invested in you.
23 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:23 a.m. All right, before we went to the break there, producer Shane, it's that time. It's time for our Friday news quiz. This is from the Morning Brew. Let's just see how much we were paying attention to the news. Now, we were out on Wednesday, so there might be a couple that slipped by us here. We'll see. First question here is, and dear listener at home, you can play along as well to see how well you've been paying attention. Who did President Trump rule out of the running to be the next Fed chair? Scott Bessent, Kevin Warsh, Kevin Hassett, or Christopher Waller? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm going to go with Scott Bessent. Oh, that was right. Okay. All right. Well, next one here. Here we go. Rivian sued which state to reverse its ban on direct-to-consumer vehicle sales? Texas, California, Ohio, or Indiana? Oh, boy, we haven't covered some of these stories. I want to say Texas. What do you say?
I'm going to go with
Texas,
Indiana.
California, Ohio, or Indiana? All right, I'm going to go Indiana because I was wondering if it was that. Oh, it was Ohio. All right. Okay, fair enough. All right, that's one wrong. Okay, here we go. What East Coast newspaper announced plans to launch a California edition? Oh, I actually did read the story. Is it the New York Times, the Washington Post, the New York Post, or the Wall Street Journal? Any guesses there?
Washington Post?
I think it's the New York Post. I'm going to say the New York Post. Yeah, that is the right one. Okay, yeah, I do remember. Okay, it did have Post in it. You were close. How does 24-year-old Matt Dika's compensation package at Meta compare to J. Robert Oppenheimer's salary to lead the Manhattan Project in 1943? Is it 327 times greater, 10 times greater, about the same, about half?
327.
327 times greater. You're absolutely right. We did do that. I think that was on Monday. We talked about that. And finally here, last question. A Danish zoo sparked controversy by asking people to do what? Bring their old pets to be fed to predators? Stop doing the Simba move with babies in front of the lion? Oh my gosh. Stop doing the Simba move with babies in front of the lions. Stop wearing Harambe shirts to the zoo or take their shoes off before entering the facility. I think it's the Simba move. That's what I'm going to say.
No, I heard something else.
Oh, really?
That I don't think's in that list. So, oh my gosh.
So bring their old pets to feed to the predators. I don't think it's that one. Stop doing the Simba move with babies in front of the lions.
No, it's the predators one.
It's the predators one?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to choose it. Bring their old pets to be fed as predators. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah. It was really controversial. I
Oh
didn't hear
my
I heard somewhere
gosh.
else, but yeah, very controversial because they need food for these predator animals in the zoo, and so
I guess so, but who's bringing their pets?
I know. Watch Fluffy go get destroyed by a lion.
No, what's wrong with you people? Oh my gosh, you were right. Yeah, stop asking pet owners to donate their their unwanted chickens, rabbits, and guinea pigs to be fed to the animals. Oh, come on. Well, all right. You leave your chickens out long enough. Something's going to get them. But yeah, all right. Okay, we got 4 out of 5. Not too bad. Not too bad on our news quiz. All right, we're going to round up some more Daily Dad Jokes. We'll be back with your Daily Dad Jokes right after this.
Hi, the consumer with a thought about advertising on the radio. Someone probably told you Wednesday was best shopping day in the newspaper, so you put an ad there, and so did everyone else, including all the mega billion-dollar companies who take the whole page and swallow your little ad like a great white shark devouring a small reef fish. It's not a pretty sight. No wonder they say newspaper is black and white and red all over. The red is from all the poor little ads getting annihilated. So what's a little guy to do? You could hire someone to carry a sign, walk around in traffic, and talk to everyone who passes by. But people probably wouldn't hear them over their car radios. Hey, there's an idea. Advertise on the radio. People will hear you. You'll be one-on-one with me, the consumer.
If you'd like to advertise where there's less clutter, advertise on this station. Call us for more information.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
Childhood cancer is the leading cause of death by disease for children in our country. We can do something about that. We can come together to support the best research for safer, more effective treatments and cures for our kids. We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org to join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
I lost count of how many foster homes I lived in. 20, maybe more. Each time, a new family, a new room, but never a space that felt like mine.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a permanent home.
Now I have my own room and decorated it myself. And just like my family, it's mine to keep.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
30 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:30 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Colfax. Currently, it is 73 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 94 degrees. Going to be a little bit hotter out there today. All right, gang, it is time for your daily dad jokes. Make you laugh, sigh, maybe roll your eyes. The phone's ringing. Maybe somebody's calling in with a dad joke. Hang on. Hello, you're on the radio.
Hi, this is Mika from the Voice Activation Department.
Hi, how are you?
We're calling because your business... Hello?
Yeah, how do you have a dad joke for us? Any jokes that you've got for us?
This is about registering your business, sir, on the 5 major voice platforms.
Oh.
Alexa, Google, Siri, Cortana, and Bixby.
That's fantastic. Right now, I'm only taking dad jokes. Thanks so much. We don't have a need for that now, but thanks so much for calling. All right, and it is time for your daily dad jokes. That's right, make you laugh, sigh, or roll your eyes. I don't think she was very excited about that, producer
No.
Shane. All right. And as always, you can send yours in to live@kahi.com, LIVE at kahi.com, or you can call us 530-885-3565. Please don't call us about upgrading our business services, though. We're good. We're fine. Thanks so much. Here we go. Ray sent this one in. And I love this. We were talking about Hamilton just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And it's a 10-year anniversary. Ray, this is so spot on. Here we go. Now that there's a musical about Alexander Hamilton, I'm going to make a musical about the founding of Webster's English Dictionary. It's going to be a play on words.
Nice.
That is solid. I should have ended with that one. That's such a strong dad joke.
Yeah.
That was really good. All right. You got one over there. We were talking about ice cream earlier, producer Shane. Yeah.
Why did the ice cream truck break down?
Why did the ice cream truck break down? I'm not sure.
It had a rocky road.
Oh, nice. Okay, solid. All right, Rodney sent this one in. I actually think this is a real life, in an IRL dad joke.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Rodney says, I gave my kids some sticky rice, but they proceeded to squish little pieces on the table saying it was sticker rice. Clever, I said, but we'll need to clean this up. I guess for dinner we're having rice peel off. Rodney, solid. That is great. I love that. I think that was an actual in real life dad joke. Well done, sir. I got one here for you. Shane, did you know that the first photograph of a black hole was released today?
I did not.
Yeah, it sucks. Because it's a black hole. There we go. All right, you got another one for us here?
Why don't ice cream cones ever fight?
Why don't ice cream cones ever fight? I don't know. Why is that?
They know how to keep things cool.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to end on this one. I know you're a fan of The Simpsons. Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
What is Homer Simpson's favorite ice cream?
I don't know. What is Homer's favorite ice cream?
Cookie dough! How was my impression? Was
Pretty
that
good.
all right? All right, pretty good.
Pretty
There we go. And those are your daily dad jokes for this Friday, August 8th. We'll be back with more right after this.
Looking for style, savings, and something for everyone? Come to Auburn's department store, McCullough's. From fashion to furniture, beauty to bedding. Find it all under one roof with plenty of parking. And right now, save up to 50% store-wide during McCullough's summer kickoff sale. Family owned and operated. So save time, gas, and money by shopping McCullough's department store in the Auburn Town Center right off of Elm.
33 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:33 a.m. Coming up in our next segment, we'll have your KAHI News. We'll talk about more events for the calendar. Also, we'll pay off 3 headlines and a lie. We forgot to do that yesterday, Shane, when Sean was here. I just got busy talking to City Manager Sean Rebay. We forgot to do that, so we'll pay that off coming up. Next hour, Mary Jane Pop is going to call in as well. Always fun to talk to Mary Jane on Fridays. We'll be back with more after this.
The Talk Media Network, all natural and free of artificial intelligence.
I'm not sure what he means when he says that, but it sounds cool. Thank you for letting us be of service to you on this Friday morning. It is time for our sports director, Mac McDonald, sponsored by his friends at the Lunch Pail Foundation, helping kids win, as in get what's important now. And that includes scholarships and things like that. Find out more at lunchpaildefense.com. The great Mac McDonald. Good morning, Mac. What's going on, sir?
Okay, we're cleaning up the desk today, and we're
do
gonna
I
end on
have
a high
to?
note because they got some good. Yeah, we're cleaning up the desk today. I told you that I would look into the interleague play for the teams that are probably going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and what I found out is that most of the teams just have one interleague series, not two. A couple of teams have two series. Like Boston plays Arizona. Toronto's got Cincinnati early in September. The Yankees have 7 games with Baltimore down the stretch, but they play. They don't. Yeah, the Yankees didn't really have an interleague partner. The Tigers have Miami and Atlanta at home.
Well, it's because they played the Mets
Astros
like the Yankees played the Mets like 6 times in the first month of the season. So.
But in September, it's not really. Your Mets have a 10-game road trip. September 1st through the 11th. Now the Mets will play at Detroit as well, so they have a couple. My whole philosophy to this thing is interleague play should just stop. July 4th weekend, have a week, maybe after the All-Star break, and then cut it off. That's just my plan. Okay. If you're curious about the green sex toys that are being tossed.
Again with the green sex. This is 2 segments in a row with the green sex. I had callers about it.
I deep dived. It's a cryptocurrency.
No, it isn't. Oh, no.
It
now
is. Green. It's called Green Dildo Coin.
No, it's not. Oh, my God.
It is. I can't make it up. And the identities of those, the people have been interviewed and told USA and Yahoo Sports. They said we needed to find a way. It's nothing against the WNBA. We needed to find a way to launch our website.
Oh, my God.
To launch this cryptocurrency and get the word out.
You got to be. Cryptocurrency has officially jumped the shark, boys and girls.
Exactly. Green Dildo Coin launched its account on July 28th. Its apparent founder uses the name Lieutenant Daldo Rain, who, if you remember, it spoofs the 15-minute speech by Brad Pitt's character in Tarantino's movie Inglourious Bastards, right?
Oh, my goodness.
So it's a Bitcoin that I just looked at another Bitcoin website, and it's trading, and you have a chance to invest in Green Dildo Coin, and you can make a little money. All right, if that's not crazy enough,
so
all right?
insane.
Jordan Hudson is back in the news. All right.
Okay.
Bill Belichick's 24-year-old squeeze. All right. The mermaid.
Yeah.
So there is a podcast on The Athletic. I love The Athletic. This podcast with these 2 girls called The Sports Gossip Show is the worst. And it's not because it's the worst.
Is it sponsored by greendildo.com?
Whatever. So Jordan Hudson felt that, well, I don't want to go on any show with any reputation, like Pat McAfee or Colin Cowherd or Dan Patrick. I don't want to go there to be interviewed. So she called the Sports Gossip Show with these 2 uninformed, giggly girls. And she gets on the phone and says, "Hi, it's Jordan Hudson, the president of your universe."
Oh my gosh! And they all had, "Oh my God!" To be fair, sports radio, Mac. No offense, I know you teach sports journalism. But sports talk radio is more frequently filled with giggly, uninformed men.
Well, it is. It's over. And if you go to YouTube, exactly. And there's a lot of giggly young guys too.
Mac, it's the Mad Dog, Mac. What's going on, Mac?
Oh, come on. I love the dog now. I love the dog.
I'm
the dog
sorry.
is one of the smartest guys in the world.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to cut through the clutter. And
what's the girl, the young lady's name? She covers football. She just got a gig. She just got invited to one of the great programs in ESPN history, which was the Sports Reporters. Remember, it used to be Mike Lupica and a guy from
Lupica, John
Boston.
Feinstein.
And she was just on it. She does NFL now. She did it all on YouTube and Facebook, and it got such a following. Now I can't remember her name. She gets it. She is.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there are several really, really good, female reporters, and from Aaron Andrews on down. I mean, there's some really, really good I could go on and on and on. And again, a couple of names escape me, but Nicole Briscoe, who I've got her address. I'm going to try to interview Nicole Briscoe very soon because she just has gotten really good. So, all right, I'm going to leave you with this today because I think you're really going to kick up. This is a great story. Bob Green is not a well-known name unless you live out in the Rockies somewhere. He was the head coach of Montana Tech, an NAIA football school, for 24 years. The Ore Diggers were 130 and 112, and he led Montana Tech to NAIA national playoffs 5 times, okay? So the football field was eventually named after the 75-year-old. He's now working for the school in another capacity. He finally retired. But if you know Bob Green, have ever seen Bob Green or heard Bob Green, he truly is one of the funniest guys. And if you thought there are some football coaches out there that knew how to hold an audience, that had great, quips and the ability to yield a pen and to really have a lot of fun. You ain't heard nothing yet until you've heard Bob Green and his one-liners.
And that's a double-edged sword, It's kind of like watching your mother-in-law go off a cliff in a Cadillac. You got mixed feelings.
We're kind of like a woodpecker in a petrified forest. Just keep busy and look for opportunities.
Some aspects look like we're really ready to play. A couple of other aspects look like we just got off Willie Nelson's tour bus. His attitude's positive. He thinks he could take on hell with a squirt gun. Jacksonville, what more can happen? Jacksonville's so bad they sentence prisoners to attend the games.
Wow. The one, the only, Bob Green, he said he used to coach high school track. He said, I wasn't very good. I just told him to turn left and come back soon.
That's good advice from a track coach.
He told a referee one time, don't pour a bucket of water over my head and tell me it's raining. Know the rules. So
my gosh.
Anyway, Bob Green, I ran across some Bob Green stuff the other day.
Annie Agar, by the way.
You know what? I got to bring that to the table. It's pretty good.
I had to answer my own question while I was enjoying that. Annie Agar is the is the opposite of whatever this podcast is. I mean, she gets it, and she understands sports and probably better than most of the guys that she would be on with. So
yeah, no, there really are. But this, I looked it up today. I saw it today. It's just not good. But they're getting the support. They're getting the support of the Athletic. They got the Athletic behind them, which
means the New York Times.
Terrific publication.
Let's not forget the Athletic is now the sports department of the New York Times, which could impugn it enough.
I love them. Yeah, because they have so many of the really good, football and basketball writers have migrated over to the Athletic, and it's like really opening the sports page. I use it, over the weekend, and a lot of stuff. What I do with you in the morning and during this segment is I jump on and watch it. There's two websites. I use Larry Brown Sports, which is a little kind of off the wall sometimes, and they go into some subjects, but the Athletic I use a lot. And then, of course, I love Awful Announcing, which is awfulannouncing.com, which is really good because sometimes you get some really good play-by-play, but you also get some really good industry news too. And then I've got a couple of other newsletters. I don't know why I'm telling you all this stuff, but anyway,
I don't know. It's just are you pitching for a fill-in? Here's what Mac does: I need a week off, so anyone who could do this, call Joe. Anyway, good weekend.
Anyway. Yeah, it's a catch-up weekend. I got to clean up my office and file some stuff, so it's going to be that kind of weekend, kind of low key. But keep an eye on and with the NFL starting all their exhibitions. So,
well, I just got a text message saying, "Tell Mac he needs to have his wife start to become a social media star for him." And there you go.
Yeah, she could do it too. Believe me.
I believe it. I believe it. You have a great weekend, sir.
All right, Bubba. Have a good couple days. See you.
LunchPailDefense.com.
In a study, it was found that 33% of 44 herbal supplements had no trace of the advertised herb. Don't let that happen to you. Hi, this is Dr. Mitch. If you want to ensure quality, please go to TotalWellness.com. Supplements made for physicians only now available to you too. TotalWellness.com, helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
From border to border, from sea to shining sea, more than 61,000 ordinary American citizens are serving their communities every day as a member of the Civil Air Patrol, the official auxiliary of the United States Air Force. From disasters large and small, natural and man-made, we answer the call to serve. To find out more information or to find a unit near you, log on now. GoCivilAirPatrol.com.
Good Friday morning to you. It is August 8th, and it is 15 minutes to the top of the hour. It is 7:45 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Grass Valley. Currently 75 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 93 degrees. And speaking of Grass Valley, let's talk about the Nevada County Fair. That is happening right now, August 6th through the 10th. So you still have a couple more days to go check out the fair if you haven't. One of the most beautiful fairgrounds in California, I would argue. It's absolutely fantastic. It is 5 days of excitement and fun for fairgoers. The Nevada County Fair is the perfect opportunity to enjoy musical entertainment, delicious food, carnival rides, animals, and exhibits in a community-friendly environment at a very affordable family price. Yeah, I think it's like a couple of bucks to get, like $10 to park if you want to park in the lot there, and then just a few bucks to get into the fair as well. Named the most beautiful fairgrounds on the West Coast. Producer Shane, have you been to the Nevada County Fairgrounds recently?
Not recently.
Oh, man, you guys got to go. It is really, really cool. It is in the trees there.
It is.
And they have all the fair things. Like, they've got the cows and the goats and the little bunny rabbits, and they've got line dancing out there. They've got bands playing in the stadium there. They've got all the fair food happening. Plus a new ride this year called the Free Fall Ride. It's basically a tower that takes you straight up and then just drops you straight down. So for those that are a little bit of a daredevil, you can do that there. It's at the Nevada County Fair. Our thing is the cinnamon rolls, and the cinnamon roll people are there. The same cinnamon roll people that are at the California State Fair that we love to get. You can smell it before you can see the booth there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, you can tell. Ultra high processed food, Producer Shane. That's where you're going to go for all of your ultra high processed food. All right, maybe we'll have a cheat day when we go to the fair. And be sure to stop by the Nevada City Chamber Burger and Root Beer Flow booth on Treat Street. Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things there is Treat Street for a delicious fair meal. So whether you want to support them, you want to support 4-H, the local Girl Scouts, the Seroptimists, the Lions Club, the Rotary, they've all got booze there on Treat Street. You can get some real tasty treats. It's at 11228 McCourtney Road in Grass Valley. You can call 530-273-6217 or visit nevadacitychamber.com and then look for the Nevada County Fair to find out more information. Happening August 6th through the 10th, a couple of more days at the Nevada County Fairgrounds in Grass Valley. Check it out. It is a ton of fun. We'll be back with your KAHI News right after this.
Save at Sunrise Natural Foods. Right now, enjoy 25% off all Dr. Mercola products. That's big savings on everything from joint and bone health to brain and memory support, digestive health, heart health, and more. And remember, those 55 and better save 15% every Wednesday. And Wednesdays are now also demo days. Check out and sample new products to stay up to date on the latest health trends in Auburn and Roseville or online at sunrisenaturalfoods.net. Sunrise Natural Foods, made with life's best ingredients.
And here's your KAHI News for Friday, August 8th. I'm Chris Quant. Northern California police say scammers are getting clever with new bank scam. This is from Fox 40 News. Northern California police are warning the public about a clever new scam that is targeting bank accounts. According to the Rockland Police Department, the new scam starts with a victim receiving a text, email, or call from someone posing as their bank. The sender inquires about fraudulent activity. After the victim confirms the fraud, they are transferred to a fake fraud or customer service department that will convince the person to allow access to a bank account. Quote, they eventually dupe you into transferring funds into another account via wire, gift card, or a Bitcoin ATM, unquote, RPD said. Quote, or they may ask you to withdraw money from your bank and physically pick up the cash. The money is gone, thousands of dollars gone, unquote. Police advise people who get a call or message about fraud to log into their accounts and check for themselves. Quote, never, ever, ever give anyone your account login information over the phone, even if they have your information, unquote, RPD said. Anyone who becomes a victim of the new scam can call their local police department. Lincoln Airport breaks ground for new hangars. This is from the Auburn Journal. City elected and administrative officials joined local developer Ed Subar, design and construction production executives, local pilots, and even the Federal Aviation Agency to turn the first dirt on Lincoln Airport's exciting next phase of development. The groundbreaking event Wednesday hailed the first new construction at the airport in more than 20 years. Over the next 6 months, the hangar stock will increase by 48 individual hangars and 16 larger multi-aircraft hangars. Mayor Holly Andriotta said, quote, for too many years, our gem sat unattended and, in some cases, taken advantage of. Ed saw the need for more hangars and he put his money where his heart is. This hangar build will be transformational for the Lincoln Regional Airport, unquote. City officials added that more hangars mean more aircraft, which brings more revenue from fuel sales and airport services, which means a more vibrant, financially stable airport. The airport will host its annual Wings and Wheels Aviation Auto event Friday evening and Saturday, August 22nd through the 23rd, with a hot air balloon Moonglow Friday night and more than 60 general aviation and government aircraft and 200-plus classic sports and exotic cars on Saturday. And you can see the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce website for more details. Back with more news after this.
Advertise with KAHI Radio, the voice of the foothills, and you'll reach those who matter most, your local customers for your local business. Here's Fred Penny of Penny & Associates to tell you why he uses KAHI Radio.
This is Fred Penny of Penny & Associate Injury Lawyers, and I choose to advertise on AM 950 KAHI Radio because it works.
So call our KAHI sales team at 530-885-5636. That's 530-885-5636 to start your local advertising today.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Continuing now with your KAHI News from the Morning Brew. Israeli Security Cabinet approved military takeover of Gaza City. Early Friday morning, following a 10-hour meeting, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office released a statement announcing that a majority of his security cabinet backed his proposal to take over Gaza City. Until this point, Israel has controlled about 75% of the Gaza Strip in its war against Hamas, but the Israel Defense Forces largely avoided ground strikes in Gaza City because it believes that is where Hamas is holding the 20 surviving Israeli hostages. Hamas has previously threatened to execute the captives rather than see them rescued. Families of the hostages have protested against military expansion in Gaza. The statement from the PM's office said that most security cabinet ministers rejected an alternative plan put forward by the military because they believed it, quote, would neither achieve the defeat of Hamas nor the return of the hostages, unquote. And from the Morning Brew, here's what else is brewing. India's prime minister said he was prepared to, quote, pay a very heavy price, unquote, to maintain trade with Russia following President Trump's decision to double the tariff on India from 25% to 50%, a move prompted by India's purchases of Russian oil. Global automakers have lost nearly $12 billion in operating earnings so far due to Trump's tariffs, according to the Wall Street Journal. SoftBank Group stock hit a record high after the Japanese investment firm reported that the value of its vision funds rose $4.8 billion last quarter. The FBI will help locate Democrats from the Texas state legislature who left town in protest of a redistricting vote. And the Canyon Fire, which broke out yesterday afternoon north of Los Angeles, has already spread to more than 1,500 acres and has forced thousands of residents to evacuate. And finally, also from the Morning Brew, today's word of the day is fiduciaries, which are those that have a legal and ethical duty to protect investors. Fiduciaries. And that's your KAHI News for this Friday, August 8th. I'm Chris Quant. We'll be back with 3 headlines and a lie right after this.
Hello, KAHI listeners. This is Ann Hidalgo, your host of A Time for Seniors. You might be used to hearing us at 6 a.m. on Saturdays, but we moved to 12 noon. A Time for Seniors is your local senior resource show bringing you all the important information concerning seniors. We talk health, financials, medical, keep you updated on current scams, hear inspirational stories, and laugh at ourselves a little. So tune in Saturdays at noon on FM 104.5 and AM 950, KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine in Style sale is on now, including Sacramento's most amazing selection of handcrafted quality. The options are endless. So let our experts and your imagination create the dining room that will last for generations with accents that will satisfy every taste. Naturewood, you know, the building with the water wheel.
Tell them Brooklyn Nova and Orion sent you.
What keeps you up at night? Is it the mysteries of the universe, the secrets of history, or maybe the stories no one else dares to tell? I'm Frank Morano, and I invite you to discover The Other Side of Midnight, where curiosity never sleeps. From the fascinating to the forbidden, we tackle it all. Catch the conversation weeknights from 2 to 6 a.m. right here on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950. KAHI, the night is alive. Join us.
Anderson Sierra Pipe is a proud supporter of the Garden Goddesses on KAHI. For retail supply needs, visit Anderson's at 825 Nevada Street in Auburn. If you're looking for irrigation supplies or need guidance on how to be water wise, Anderson's can help with everything from fertilizing to weed control and drainage. Anderson's is the area's largest supplier of pellets and energy logs, and they're fully stocked for summer orders to save on future price increases. Call Anderson's at 530-885-8475. If you're looking for service, repair, or water testing, Anderson's Service Department is at 385 Chamberlain Avenue. Call the service team at 530-888-3756.
Hey there, KAHI listeners. Producer Adam here to remind you to listen to Chris in the Morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Get all the local news, weather, traffic, interviews, and local event reminders you can handle, plus a healthy dose of daily dad jokes. Chris in the Morning, 6 to 9 a.m. here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills. I never miss it, and neither should you. My goodness, it's early.
3 minutes to the top of the hour. It is 7:57 a.m. All right, I remember that Producer Shane, yesterday we started 3 headlines and a lie, but we never paid it off. I totally forgot to pay it off yesterday. So we're going to go through the headlines again today. Your job is to guess which one is the fake headline. So Producer Shane, you will be the proxy for our fabulous audience here. All right, here we go. First headline, no, a man isn't inside Chicago's bean, Alderman says. Number 2, this summer camp started a scholarship for the weirdest kid in school. Okay, all right. Number 3, a bird dropped a fish on power lines and sparked a brush fire in Canada, firefighters say. And number 4, and this one is a doozy, Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver fighting in the movie A Marriage Story is being used by the USDA to scare off wolves and save cattle. Quote, they need to know humans are bad, unquote. So those are the 4 headlines. One of them is made up. The other 3 are absolutely real. I'm going to read through them one more time here before we get to the top of the hour, and then we'll come back after the top of the hour. Number 1, no, a man isn't inside Chicago's bean, Alderman says. 2, this summer camp started a scholarship for the weirdest kid in school. 3, a bird dropped a fish on power lines that sparked a brush fire in Canada, firefighters say. And 4, Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver's fighting in A Marriage Story is being used by the USDA to scare off wolves and save cattle. Quote, they need to know humans are bad. So those are the 4 headlines. Any contenders here at all?
That's going to be a mighty big fish if it falls across the power lines.
Yeah, you wonder what just had to happen, like, to go right or wrong, depending how you look at it, for that fish to spark a wildfire.
So I'm going to go with fish.
We're going to go with fish. All right, now hold on to that. We're going to pause. It is almost the top of the hour for Station ID. We'll be back with the correct answer right after this.
FM 104.5, K2A3CM, Auburn, and AM 950, KAHI, Auburn.
Wake up, it's Chris in the morning light on KAHI. Your day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two with a dad joke, fresh and the weather too. He's the voice of the hills, keeping it real.
You didn't know this song had dance moves, did you, Shane?
I didn't.
Doing all the moves right now.
You're going to send the YouTube clip to your kids afterwards?
Yeah, just to embarrass them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And good morning to you. It is Friday, August 8th, and it is right smack dab at the top of the hour. It is 8 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI. You know what it is. It is the voice of the foothills. Chris Quant with you here, dancing it up in front of the cameras. Studio A, gorgeous, fantastic, air-conditioned Studio A, KAHI Studios. Peering out through the Venetian blinds at beautiful downtown Auburn. Gang, it is going to be a little bit warmer today, so get out those short sleeve shirts and the shorts. You got some errands to do, maybe do them earlier in the day today. We'll check in with meteorologist Tim Root here in just a little bit to see what our weather is looking like. Joining me per usual is producer Shane. Shane, good morning. How are you?
Doing well, Chris.
Got the shirt of the day on today, and it's a good one today, red and white. You'll be able to see Shane coming from a little ways away, and if you want to see him now, how can folks tune in again? And see
they go to
here?
youtube.com/@, and that's the @ symbol, KAHI-radio.
Solid. Yeah, you can see all the shenanigans going on here in beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic Studio A. Mary Jane Pop's going to call in here in just a little bit to see what she's got together for her show. It's always fun to talk to Mary Jane, though, right? There's all of these rabbit trails that we always go, life stories as well, under the guise of talking about, hey, what's coming up this weekend? But we will find out what's coming up this weekend for her. Lots coming up. All right, now, before we went to the break here, we were playing 3 headlines and a lie. Now, producer Shane, you put your guess in. For those that might be just tuning in, I'm going to read it one more time here, just so we've got it, and then we'll say what the final answer is here. All right, 3 of these, real, 1 absolutely made up. 1, no, a man isn't inside Chicago's Bean, Alderman says. 2, this summer camp started a scholarship for the weirdest kid in school. 3, a bird dropped a fish on a power line, and that sparked a brush fire in Canada, firefighters say. And 4, Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver fighting in the movie A Marriage Story is being used by the USDA to scare off wolves and save cattle. Quote, they need to know humans are bad, unquote. So you think that one is real? Using them fighting to scare off wolves.
It's just a little too detailed.
It is a little too detailed. All right, and your guess is the bird that was dropped that dropped a fish on power lines and sparked a brush fire.
Yeah, just because fish, I mean, they can get big for sure.
Yeah.
So, as can some birds, but
yeah.
I mean, big enough to span a power line. I mean, I guess if it lands on top, you can have a trout that lands on top of, say, a transformer, maybe. I guess. But
yeah.
The wires are pretty far apart. And,
well, that's what I thought too. Yeah.
So it's going to be a pretty big fish if it's going to sit there and arc long enough to.
Well, apparently it was a big fish, because that is true, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that is not the one that is made up. It's just so weird that you're thinking there's no way that can be true. But whatever happened, that fish was placed just right, I guess.
Yeah, weirder things have happened for sure,
yeah.
but that's still like a 1 in a million chance.
Did like the fish catch fire on the way? Like it hit the power lines just enough where it created the circuit. You know, if you touch 2 lines at the same time, you complete the circuit there, and it fried the fish, and fish fry on the way down, and it started in the weeds there. No, the one made up is this summer camp started a scholarship for the weirdest kid in school. That was the headline.
That sounds plausible.
I know. I thought the same thing.
There's so many weird camps out there these days.
I thought it was the Scarlett Johansson. I thought it was
Okay.
the movie line being quoted to keep the wolves away. I thought that was the fake one, but no, the fake one was the scholarship for the weirdest kid in school. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Not too shabby there. So that's the fake headline. All right, 4 minutes past the top of the hour. Time for us to check in now with meteorologist Tim Root to see how our weather is going to look today. Timmy, how are we looking out there?
Friday weather forecast for the entire listening area. Mostly sunny skies. Today it's going to be hot. Temperatures in the mid-90s and a southwest wind about 10-12 miles per hour. Light winds tonight near 70. Mostly clear skies expected. Looks like a hot weekend coming up as well. Mostly sunny Saturday and Sunday. 93 to 99 degrees expected this weekend. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Hi, this is Andrew Twidwell, owner of ABT Plumbing, Electric, Heat, and Air. ABT has been in business since 2001, and we are thrilled to have been voted Auburn's best plumbing company and best heating and cooling company in Auburn Journal's Best of Auburn promotion. We're very proud to have placed as runner-up in electrical category as well. Our technicians are experienced and friendly. If you have an issue with your plumbing, need a whole house generator, or maybe your furnace isn't working, give ABT a call. Reach us at 530-230-9004 for excellent service. It really is as easy as ABT.
Hi, this is Dr. Dahlia. Join me for my live call-in medical talk show that answers your questions right here on KAHI. On my show, we tackle issues like cholesterol, diabetes, women's health, children, geriatrics, relationships, and more. And with all that's going on in Washington, we even touch on government and policies.
Dr. Dahlia, weekdays from 9 to noon here on the Voice of the Foothills.
Join me each weekday morning right here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
5 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:05 a.m. Coming up in our next segment, Mary Jane Pop's going to call in, as she does on Fridays. Like we said, always fun to talk to Mary Jane. We'll be back with more after this. Back now to JT in the morning.
Immediately. First thing today on the Talk Media Network by Joe Thomas, the second most famous Thomas in Charlottesville.
Joe works at the steel mill, works damn near every day. Leaves for work when the sun comes up, drops a kid to school along the way. Joe has everything he dreamed of, all the treasures that he needs. No wonder Joe's always smiling, he only aims to please you. Let me be your Joe.
Here, hold these truths.
I wanna be your Joe.
You know, the ones on the shelf marked self-evident. Right. That's it. Thank you for letting me be of service to you this morning. It is my honor, as it has been for more years than my bosses would like to admit, because they say I sound young and hip. And I don't want to blow that one or somewhere my daughter is face palming. But at 434-882-4217, we will discuss the news of the day and how it is impacting you, the singular most local part of your radio station, wherever you may be. You are the biggest local component to it, and I am your home for that. Text messages as well. We'll read your text messages into the public record. It's always the case. This crypto coin based on the sex toy is dominating the text messages right now. Half of them want to know what it's trading at. One of them wants to know if they can get it at jcsgold.com. No, they don't do crypto there, I don't think. But, you know, publicity stunts have got to be recognized. I have been involved in my fair share of publicity stunts. I'm in an industry that is, I believe, crippled by publicity stunts. And when I say that, people say, well, it's just because you're no good, Joe. I mean, Howard Stern is out. We're waking up in the morning while we're talking about sex toys and cryptocurrency. It's a morning that we find out Howard Stern is going to be broadcast no more, not even by Sirius XM. Maybe there's some rock and roll radio station in Dayton, Ohio that'll hire him. Because guess what? SiriusXM was not making the money back that it cost them to have Howard Stern do his radio, or I guess, program for them. And it was really more celebrity, there's your guy. If you want to replace Stephen Colbert, of course, I don't think he could do broadcast television for too long. He looks like he's biting his tongue half the time on Who Wants to Be a Famous Pop Star or whatever the show he does with Howie Mandel is. Does he still do that? I watch so little television. I couldn't care less, but I just know Howard Stern is on his way out at Sirius XM. Who knew? I've outlasted Howard Stern. Federal agents on our first things this morning are planning to increase their presence in Washington, D.C. as the Trump administration says somebody needs to get this city in order. Quote from the president, "This has to be the best run place in the country, not the worst run place in the country." The White House says increased policing of a federal nature could involve officers from Homeland Security, Immigrations, Custom Enforcement, the FBI, and the National Guard. Meanwhile, Israel's security cabinet has approved a plan for them to occupy Gaza City, ramping up their battle with Hamas that began on October 7th, 2023, when the terrorists invaded Israel. Brush fire in Southern California has people on edge just a year after the wildfires there in Ventura County. More than 1,000 acres have been consumed in what they're calling the Canyon Fire. President Trump said on Thursday he's nominating Stephen Moran, chair of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, to take that seat temporarily on the Federal Reserve Board that's being vacated today by Adriana Kugler. The Trump administration has also doubled its bounty for Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro to $50 million for his arrest. They call him one of the largest narco traffickers in the world. Sergeant Cornelius Radford stands accused of shooting 5 fellow soldiers at Fort Stewart Army Base. The spin now from authorities is that he was bullied quite a bit in Jacksonville before the attack. A meeting between President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin was mentioned by the president earlier this week, and then the Kremlin said, yeah. They were questioned as if, well, President Trump's just making this up, right? And they said, no, we've had talks and we'll probably meet in the next week or so with the president. Judge on Wednesday dismissed the city of Charleston's lawsuits against 24 energy companies, saying the court does not have the authority to allow these lawsuits to move forward in making sweeping allegations about bad weather and climate change. Judge Roger Young said that to allow these kind of cases would open the floodgates and lead to, quote, a list of potential plaintiffs that is unbounded. And Gina Carano has settled her lawsuit against Lucasfilms for being let go from The Mandalorian for expressing right-wing views in social media.
Hi, this is Bud Foster, co-host of Foster and Friends and former Virginia Tech football coach. When I brought the famed lunch pail to our team, it symbolized teamwork. The word win stood for what's important now. The Lunch Pail Defense Foundation realizes the importance of helping others. Our foundation is a nonprofit corporation that helps fund academic scholarship for eligible high school students. Since 2009, the Lunch Pail Defense Foundation has raised nearly $400,000 and awarded over 40 individual scholarships. We also support an organ transplant program in conjunction with Duke University Medical Center. For information regarding corporate sponsorship or becoming an individual supporter, log on to our site at lunchpaildefense.com. It's always been important to win, especially when we're helping others.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40.
And good Friday morning to you. It is August 8th, and it is 14 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:14 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Lake of the Pines. Currently 79 degrees right now, looking for a high today. Ooh, gang, it's going to be a little bit warmer out there. 97 degrees. All right, gang, here it is. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Mary Jane Pop is on the phone. Mary Jane, good morning to you.
Good morning. I mean, you're talking about 97, 98, try 101.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit warmer down the hill.
The whole weekend is going to, down here in Sacramento, all weekend over 100.
Okay, but Mary Jane, you know we always love to have something on the horizon to look forward to. Now, if it stays true, I was looking at the extended forecast. This weekend's a little toasty. Next weekend, looks like we might be back down in the 80s. So,
Oh, good. How about no more than 80?
Yeah.
How about 80, 82? That'd be kind of cool.
Well, I'll tell you, we've been...
If you ever have one of those days where you don't feel terrific, but you don't feel really bad, you're someplace floating in the middle, and you go, well, how do I get out of here?
Kind of in the messy middle. Yeah, a little bit. Producer Shane and I were talking about that a little bit here. Like, we were just like, kind of can't stop yawning. Apparently, since the end of the week.
Yeah. Well, let's see if I got a couple of pick-me-ups here. Are you ready?
Okay, hang on. Let me, I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Okay, now I don't know if I used a couple of these before, but anyway, I think they're kind of cute.
Oh, we're good. Okay. We're good with repeats here.
Okay. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Oh, I do know this one, but I'm going to let you deliver the punchline.
Okay, because he was outstanding in his field.
Solid. That's a great one.
Okay. Why? Oh, I don't know if I use this one or not. Which U.S. state has the smallest soft drinks?
Oh, I don't know that we have heard this one. Which U.S. state has the smallest soft drink? I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Minnesota.
Okay, nice. Well done.
Okay, one last one.
Oh, got it. Okay, triple threat here. Got it.
Okay, what has a bed that you can't sleep in?
What has a bed that you can't sleep in? Shane, you got any ideas on that? I have no idea.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, what do we got?
A river.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
solid. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Yes. I love that.
Okay, hey, good stuff. Oh, let me throw something at you guys and see what you think. Do you kind of believe that when the planets line up, it has an effect on us?
Oh, here's the thing. Having been in, Shane, I don't know if you've ever done this, but having been in customer service before, when people are pretty cantankerous, Mary Jane, I kid you not, it's because it's always when there's a full moon. People are always more upset when there's a full moon.
Oh, guess what's tomorrow night?
Is it a full? Well, it was beautiful last night. Big full moon last night.
No. Full moon is tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah.
So look
out. Look out.
And it's gonna be hot, so everybody's just gonna be in a great mood.
Nasty.
Yeah, really.
Nasty. Now, how do you guys pronounce the planet Uranus or Uranus?
I say Uranus.
Yeah, me too. Okay. So what if I told you that I've got astrologer Mercury on, and we just chit-chatted a little bit yesterday, and I said, well, hey, things are looking up a little bit, don't you think? And he said, well...
Uh-oh.
And when he says, well, I go, uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So,
producer, Mary Jane, producer Adam pulled up a sound for us on that. Hang on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's it. That is perfect, Shane. Thank you very much. Because Uranus is in Gemini now. Now, let's go back a little bit. and find out when Uranus was in Gemini before.
Okay.
Let's go all the way back to the American Revolution. That was number one.
Okay.
Then, again, in the Civil War. And then World War I.
Oh, boy.
And World War II. And Vietnam. And guess where we are now?
Well, at least it's consistent, Mary Jane.
Yep.
Oh, man.
It started in 2020, and he said between now, 2020, but we're in 2025, until 2033.
Oh, good Lord.
Uranus is in Gemini, and that means there will be a lot of chaos and the possibility of war, revolution, whatever.
Oh, I think we're going to take that sound effect for all it's worth.
Yeah,
Good
well, you
gracious.
better play it loud and clear. They're coming.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he said he'll explain why.
Okay.
He's not doing this like a psychic thing. It's the way the planets were aligned, and he says Uranus was in Gemini all those different times. So there's got to be something to that. You know?
And it's interesting if you look at history. You can say, well, if it's astrology, whatever, if you kind of believe that or not. But we've been tracking the planets. I mean, ever since the Greeks have been tracking the planets. We've been tracking planets and constellations and watching where they're been. So we definitely have a record of where the planets have been at certain points in history and in time. So, well, great, Mary Jane. That's have a great weekend, everybody. Oh
yes.
my gosh.
Oh, what a wonderful little tidbit of news
right?
today. Right?
Wait, Mary Jane, real quick though.
Yeah.
Is there and I would wonder if they would say that, is there maybe, and we'll tune in to listen, is there any little sprinkle of hope on the horizon? Is there any is there like any good news, bad
You're
news?
kidding, right? No, I'm just
I guess we'll have to tune in and listen to it.
There's
sure.
always hope.
Yes,
we're still in control of our destiny.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I hope so. Anyway, okay. The other guest I'm going to have on, this is going to be such an uplifting show. Dr. Sheila Patel is going to join us. Now, she's been a psychologist and psychiatrist for many, 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 many years. And she said, man, do we have a problem going today? Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Both you and Shane, when you guys watch the news, don't you kind of cringe? And when you see the news before you go to sleep, sometimes you can't sleep. You guys have to go through that sometimes, huh?
Okay, I have actually I've created some boundaries, Mary Jane, where
Good for you.
because one of the things that I do in the evenings is I'll prep for the first half of the news segment for today, which I'll do kind of local stories. And I usually, this is a little behind the curtain here. Yeah, obviously we want ones that are really relevant to our area and more breaking news, but I always try and fit as many uplifting stories as I can in there because we're bombarded with negative messages all day and every day. And so I try and do that not before I bed, but I put a curfew on when I consume that. And it's probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours before I go to bed. I won't when I open up YouTube, because I'm usually listening to something as I'm getting ready for bed. What I'm listening to has to be uplifting. It has to be fun. I don't want like the last thing in my brain, because that's happened before, to be something that's catastrophe. I'm just like, Mary Jane, I want to sleep through the night is what I want to do. Shane, how about you? What's your take on that?
I have some boundaries as well. It's more of just when the day is over, like 5, 6 o'clock after dinner. It's family. It's pure entertainment. It's not worrying about uplifting.
Yeah.
I don't want to be down by the troubles of the world that's outside my house.
Outside and a lot of times outside of your control.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can control what I can control. Other than that, I'm going to worry and I'm going to focus on the family right now and take care of things. So yeah, that's our thing, Mary Jane.
Well, she said basically we're in an anxiety epidemic.
Boy, are we!
And too much overload, 24. Well, years and years and years ago, they didn't have a 24/7 news cycle.
Yeah.
If you saw it once a day, that's about it.
Yeah.
Now you've got your phone, you've got your watch, you've got the internet, you've got the print, you've got the radio, TV. You're bombarded.
Yeah.
You're bombarded with news.
Yeah.
And let's face it, if it leads, it bleeds. That's the way it is.
Yeah, you're right. That's
Yeah.
the one that gets the clicks.
But we've got people like you, Chris, who come up with some good and positive stories because we need it. I always try and do a little bit of that, with the show, with
sure.
Pop Talk.
Yeah.
But we are bombarded with it all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've been through world wars and Vietnam and Iraq and Desert Storm. Even back then, it wasn't as bad as it is. I would say bad now because social media. Some people, believe it or not, and I bet you and Shane both know this, they take all their news from social media.
Yeah.
How can you possibly do that?
Which is a huge, as we're finding out, because this is all new territory. Like, we've never gone into this extreme part of it, Mary Jane, where there is these algorithms that just continually have this feedback loop, right? Where like, oh, you spent 10 seconds watching that video. Oh my gosh, I'm going to populate more because you must like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's actually one thing that I try to do is, there's a lot of things that are my point of view, but some things that aren't so much my point of view. I try and keep those in my algorithm because I kind of want to hear other voices just to say like, okay, what's being said over there? Not just I'm constantly being fed just the thing that, oh, I agree with this or I agree with that. I think we've got to be able to hear both sides and be objective about it, Mary Jane, as much as we can.
Well, make your own decision.
Yeah.
Grow up. Put on your big boy pants.
Yeah.
And say, okay, well, listen, I'll listen to this side, this, and there's always even more than just two sides to a story.
Yeah.
There's multiple sides.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
listen to them all. Don't judge until you listen to them all, and then make your decision. And I respect that decision.
Yeah.
And then also, if you and I say we agree to disagree, that's okay too.
That's okay.
But at least I know that you've looked into more than just one side that leads you by the nose.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, and I wonder how far down this path we're going to go because we have those keyboard warriors there that it's really easy to sling something out behind a screen there. But also one thing that we're so missing is just the face-to-face interaction, Mary Jane, that there's so many conveniences. And yes, we've got entertainment being fed to us a lot and you can get a lot of things, but also how it's dividing us and separating us. And I wonder if anybody has a solution of how we can, because to me, I don't know, Shane, what do you think too? Like, it feels like a tailspin a little bit in the social media world. And I've been talking to more and more people too that are trying to get off of it. Like we're going to have these like social media support groups in a while.
Yes.
like social media anonymous or something like that to get off of these things.
You know what worries me too? I'll talk to a lot of younger people, like your son, or in their 20s and even 30s, and I'll say, well, have you checked this out? Well, I saw it on social media. I said, well, did you do a thing called fact check?
Yeah.
And they go, what do you mean fact check? I said, you know for sure that's true? Because anything on the internet is not responsible. Like, we have to be on the air. There are things we can and cannot say on the air because we can get sued or thrown off the air. I mean, the FCC oversees, is what we're doing. The internet doesn't have that.
Yeah, not a lot of regulation there. Yeah, for sure.
Stop on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll try and look for some tools to be able to handle the anxiety because we are bombarded, major overload.
Absolutely.
But I have a gal on that and I know, and we both love.
Yes.
She's Lacey J. Dalton.
Oh, she's great. Oh, she's fantastic.
And she told me that she's going to share with us on the air that she wrote a letter to President Trump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't have to do with politics necessarily.
Okay.
However, she has a passion for wild horses. Always has.
Yes.
For years and years. She tries to save them because she said if she could tell us that how many thousands of horses are rounded up by the Bureau of Land Management and sent to Mexico and slaughtered in a way that we don't even want to talk about on the air.
Oh, wow.
And she said there's got to be a different way. And she's got some ideas. We kind of touched on this a few times back when I talked with her about starting a tourist a safari type thing. You know how they do that with the wild animals?
Yeah.
Why can't we do that with the horses? And have the
Interesting.
wild horses, and people can take tours, and and I think she's going to also say maybe he can build a cowboy Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah.
or whatever. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because I think it's a wonderful idea.
I think it's a great
You
idea.
know, when you talk to tourists in other countries or people that you know in other countries, what do they think about it in the West Coast or the West? It's always cowboys and horses, right?
Yeah. Well, and Surf's Up, dude. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And
if you're out
especially
west.
wild horses, in the range and all that kind of stuff. So she's going to tell us a little bit more about that. By the way, she is also, again, I want to make mention of this because she's coming to, it's called, I've never been in Sacramento, to The Side Door. It is it used to be a music store transferred into a little kind of a cabaret.
Oh, very
And
cool.
so, she's going to be performing there a week from tonight.
Okay.
From 7 to 9 p.m. So if you go, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her for a while. We've become kind of friends off the air. We check in on each other and everything. Because she's a very upbeat person. And she always she tries to help everybody. She really does. She's got such a good heart.
Yeah, she's a great soul. You can just tell by talking to her. She's just
and besides, I love her songs. Devil by a Different Name, Life's About Now, It's an Earthquake, or The Black Sheep. Hey, I love his. She talks about what's happening now, and she's a storyteller, but it's not like a past story. Boy meets girl, goes away from boy, they get back together, or not. Country music, always get back together.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I
love her songs because it really gets to the heart of things, and she really sings with her heart and soul.
Yeah.
Her heart and soul.
Oh, I love that.
So anyway, that's from 7 to 9. And also, she's going to be on the next day, the 16th. I wish I could go then, but I'm not able to, at the El Vaquero Winery in Watsonville.
Okay.
Yeah. That probably would be kind of fun, too.
She is a
But
busy
I'm
lady,
going to
isn't
the
she?
side door. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, I love that, Mary Jane. Well, that's very cool. We actually have my wife's grandfather. He married a gal that's up in Northern California, kind of up near Redding, that ran the Wild Horse Sanctuary up there. And we had, while they're no longer together, but while they were, we had several opportunities to go up there. Do you remember Huell Hauser? Do you ever remember Huell Hauser there in California's Gold? Did you ever see that on PBS there, Mary Jane?
No.
Oh, he was. I loved it. Did you watch him, Shane, at all?
Occasionally, it's a fun show.
Huell Hauser. Yeah, he's since passed away, but he did one of his episodes he did up at the Wild Horse Sanctuary up there in Northern California. But kind of same thing. It was where they would take these horses in, and there's just a bunch of land where these horses would roam free. And my kids have very early memories of going up there and getting the hay bale out and taking them out to the pasture, and all the horses would come around. And there were some horses that you could ride, and they'd had a little camp a little bit further back on the property. But yeah, the Wild Horse Sanctuary up there, kind of that same idea. So I love that about doing that on a bigger scale and taking care of those.
People complain, well, there are going to be too many horses if we don't, get rid of them somehow.
Yeah.
And I said, well, she said, well, she believes in birth control for the animals because otherwise they will starve to death too. You know. So,
well,
but
that's
and then like America would only have maybe a full every 6 years, and they they do have it now, birth control, but that will do it for like 6 years, and then they can have a full.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a way to do it if you really want to. And I just cannot see not saving that beautiful thing. Picturing just from the old westerns, the horses running through the plains. And, oh, my gosh, that's what the West, the Wild Wild West was at one time.
Yeah. Yeah, and if there's a humane way that we could do that, that would be absolutely great. Well, Mary Jane, we're running right down the clock here. Real quick, when can folks, of course, hear you, and also Pop Star Talk as well? Let's make sure that folks know about what's coming out on that as well.
You betcha. That's Saturday for Pop Talk, Saturday morning, 5 to 7 a.m. on both KAHI and our FM station, and Sunday night, 9 to 11 p.m. Pop Star Talk, you can go to any of the podcast platforms, and you can listen to old stars. We have about 18 shows up there now.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
So some names that you will definitely recognize, others that you go, oh, my gosh, I even forgot about that. So it's great. And I go back to the old interviews that I did, all the way back to 2010, 2002, 2006, all the way up to what's happening in their lives today. And it's wonderful to go back, except every time I hear the interviews that I do, it's like, we're talking about the same stuff. You know,
I know,
It's
isn't
like,
it wild?
Didn't we solve that? You know, what is the problem with
Yeah.
us? We can't come to any resolution. But hey, that's what life is all about. Maybe it'll give us some lessons from Pop Star Talk that we need to solve some of this stuff and not go another 20
Well,
years.
I was going to say, yeah, it'll be a good reminder of like, oh, yeah, maybe we should address that now and instead of talking it again 20 years from now. And it'll give us, keep it on the front of our minds for sure.
And actually talk, for gosh sake.
Yeah, right.
You know, instead of just screaming at each other or hating each other or wanting to, you know.
I've been trying to get producer Shane to do that for months now. Well, maybe he'll come around, but no, I'm kidding.
Shane, come on, Shane. You can do it. I believe in you.
All right, Mary Jane. Well, Pop Star Talk and Pop Talk in Search of the Truth, all of that you can catch here. You can catch that on KAHI, also Pop Star Talk. Wherever you get your podcast, just search for it on the Google machine there. It'll bring it up. Mary Jane, do you have a quote for us? I've got one for you. Do you have a quote to finish out the day for us here?
I do.
Okay.
And also, by the way, I wrote an article about Lacey J and a little bit about her background for Messenger Publishing. So if you get like Carmichael Times or American River or Bow River, it's going to be in there. It's called She Sings Them Like She Feels Them.
Oh, I love
that's
that.
the name of the article. But anyway,
Oh,
here's my
hang
quote.
on a second. Wait a minute. Let's shout you out, by the way. Let me be the one to shout you out. I'm going to be your hype squad for a second. What a great write-up on the, was it the Citrus Heights newspaper? Did a great
actually
write-up
did.
on you. Oh, my gosh. It
the
was
mess-
fantastic.
Yeah, it was in all the Messenger. I really was surprised. They said, we want to do an interview with you. I said, yeah, sure. Do you have some pictures? Yeah, sure. And they did a whole page.
Yeah.
You know?
Page with you with a bunch of celebrities kind of goofing around and some great pictures in there. So, yeah, all the Messenger Publishing papers that were out there. Yeah, that was a full page spread, Mary Jane. That was absolutely fantastic. So congratulations. What a great article that was.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, once in a while they want to talk to me, and that's very fine. I was way back when. I won't take up too much time. Way back when I first started, I was the one who was going to be interviewed because I was a singer, actress, and all that. But life tells you where to go, and that brings me to my saying for today. Are you ready?
Okay, here we go.
I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be.
Oh. Wow. One more time. That's a good one. I like that.
Okay. I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be.
That's deep. That is good. Oh, I love that. I'll give you one here. It's essential that a part of you not grow up. Childhood wonder gives us our spark and our beauty.
Thank you.
Always.
'Cause I've never grown up. Have you?
No, I
haven't.
try not to. Although I was telling Shane, there was my wife and I were standing in line yesterday, and there were some younger kids, I don't know, little tweens, probably early 12, 13 around there, and they turned around and said, "Can we guess your age?" And they made me a decade older than I am, Mary Jane. I wasn't ready for that. That was a shot to the ego. But I'll tell you what, they guessed my wife's age as much younger, so I would rather it have gone that way, me being older and my wife getting the younger compliment than the other way around. So
yeah, you got to go home and live with her, right?
Yeah, I was like, you done good, kids. You done good. All right, well, Mary Jane, thank you so much. As always a pleasure to chat with you on Fridays. Let's do it again next week, shall we?
I love it. And you and Shane, take good care of yourselves. And again, don't ever grow up.
Thank you.
Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, we will be back with more right after this.
Here's Jimmy J, DJ of the Stars.
BB Bumble and the Stingers, Monta Hoople, Ray Charles Singers, Lonnie Mack and Twang and Eddie. Here's my ring. We're going star. Ooh, I didn't realize the mic was on. Hi, this is Jimmy J. How you doing? Join me every Saturday at 8 p.m. right here on KAHI. I have the stars you grew up with, some great music, and I promise I won't sing. So join me this Saturday, 8 p.m. for Rewind, right here on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950, KAHI.
The Voice of the Foothills is now the voice of the San Francisco Giants.
Now Wilmer Flores, 10th time in his career that he's had multiple home runs in the same game. High fly ball to left, hit deep, and out of here. He's done it again. What a night for Wilmer Flores. He's knocked in all of the Giants' runs.
Catch watch every Giants game right here on KAHI AM and FM, brought to you in part by the Lincoln Potters baseball team.
Oh, what a day we have had, Producer Shane. It's been a good one today.
It has, yeah.
Lots of conversations. Linda, Ray, thanks for your emails in the inbox there. I'm seeing them. Thank you so much for the encouragement and all the information that you provided throughout the week. Everybody, thanks again for joining us this week. As always, until we see each other again early Monday morning, remember, as always, to be kind, be honest, be yourself, and remember, you can't hate somebody if you're hugging them. Shane, have a great weekend.
You too, Chris.
Alrighty, and we will see everybody bright and early on Monday morning. We're going to head back now to JT in the morning. We went a little bit long with Mary Jane, but that's fine. JT in the morning already in progress, and we'll finish out the hour with the O'Reilly Report. See you Monday.